And I am live on YouTube. Hi. Hello, everyone. Um, I'm just kind of giving people a few minutes to get in or whatever. How are you doing? Please do not judge my appearance because it literally was impromptu. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I have a little bit of time. I'm going to go ahead and do it. So, welcome anybody. Please let me know if you're in here. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if you hear like any background noise. This is just a preliminary couple of minutes or whatever to let people get in. Hey, Mara, how are you? Happy to see you. Welcome, welcome. Everybody say hello. Make sure you like. Tell me hello. Hey, Nicole. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notified when I do go live. We're just kind of waiting for people to get in. Just want y'all to know on YouTube and on Facebook, if you're watching me and it seems like I'm talking to someone that's not you, I'm on live on Facebook as well as YouTube at the same time because I'm trying to get these get the word out, get the views up. So please make sure you're sharing this with people that you think would like it. Like you ain't got to just share it non-discriminately. I don't feel like arguing with nobody, but just go ahead and share with people you think will have a good time with us. We're just here to have some fun and hang out. How have you guys been? Please excuse me. Like I said, I'm trying to watch both things to make sure that everything is working the way it's supposed to. This is going to be a lot for me. Hi, Deanne. I'm so happy to see you. Aren't you looking and sounding beautiful today? I have another meeting, but good evening to you in the chat. Oh, I always like when you pop in. Thank you so much, Deanne, and thank you for the compliments. You've been glowing a lot lately, so that sounds good to me. Hey, Chica. Oh, everybody's here. Well, everybody's coming in. Like I know other people are going to come in later, but like so far, I'm encouraged because I just want to hang out. I figured it would be fun or whatever. It's been a lot going on in terms of like baby mama news. But since we got enough people in here, everybody in here is special to me so far. I guess I'll just start off by letting you know some of what's been up with me and just getting like reacquainted. It's been a while. I did the last baby mama news. When did I do last baby mama news? A couple months ago or whatever. I know you guys have noticed I haven't been doing Woman Chat Wednesday. Unfortunately, right now, I just don't have time for it. But it's not like dead. It's not something like I'm never going to come back or whatever. I'm still trying to like set things up in a way where I can be able to be here, regularly on a schedule, so I can bring you hi. But for right now, I'm just getting in where I fit in. Whenever I can come and hang out with you guys, I'm going to do it. I'm actually with family. I'm not home right now, so Woman Chat Wednesday was so good. Thank you so much, dear. Yes, I really love Woman Chat Wednesday, and you'd probably be happy to know that I am still going to try, even though we talk about mess, I am still going to try to slip in some of that introspection that I would discuss within Woman Chat Wednesday, because ultimately Level Up Single Mom is about empowering women who have had children to know that whatever's going on with them, whatever went on with them, doesn't have to be their forever thing. So we're gonna talk about mess, we're gonna kiki and all of that, but we're also going to have some, thoughtful moments, and I'm gonna drop some pearls on y'all. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I have been. What has been going on? Oh, my birthday. My birthday was on the 10th, so my birthday just passed. I'm another year older. I'm 38 now, and which is so funny because I celebrated my birthday last year on the live. I wouldn't have been online for my birthday this year anyway because my birthday was on a Thursday this year. But last year I did Woman Chat Wednesday on my birthday, so that was cool. Hey, 2Ls, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button. Thank you, Deanne. Thank you very, very much. Um, Always happy, see another year. What they say, new blessings, new lessons, and things like that. So it's been, I think the best thing of all from last year to this year has been the online community, like being able to hang out with you guys in the different spaces that I know you guys from and everything, and that we commune. That has been really, for all the things that I might have been going through that like weren't so great, the community has sustained me, and it actually has taught me things about like myself and my worth and what makes me so special. And that's, amongst everybody, I feel like everybody's special in their own way, but what makes me special. And so it's been a really fun and nourishing time. So I've been happy to get to know all of you guys. My personal community has been growing. I thank you all for that. Hey, everybody coming in. Miss Sparkle's like, whoa, hi, welcome. Oh, thank you, 2Ls. So yeah, that stuff has been going on. School's about to start again. So I'm starting to feel that chill in the air of the fall, and I'm actually getting excited. Mind you, summer really wasn't that bad, but something about the fall and this fall, like I'm ready to go apple picking. I'm ready to be on the in the orchards. I'm ready to smell the pumpkin spice. I'm ready for all that. So very, very excited about that stuff. So I guess we can get into the, what I guess you could call it, the pre-show stuff. Like I have, thank you so much, Mara. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love the fall season. Right. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the coats and the leather coats, the leather jackets, the fashion, everything like that. I'm also, I don't know if I should tell, I mean, I can tell y'all whatever, but like I had plans in September to start a health journey. And I know you're probably like, girl, you supposed to do that in the spring or the summertime or whatever. But no, I'm just like, because in the fall and like winter and everything, my life is more regimented, more so because the baby has to go to school. So like my days are set in certain ways, and I do better when there's like a structure for me to follow. So anyway, it'll be a lot easier for me to get into my fitness routine and my health routine, all the different things I'm doing. So yeah, it is exciting. Your favorite season? Yep, because it's just, I don't know, just something about it. I love autumn, but autumn here does not really kick in until November. Summer just started in San Francisco. I'm sure of it. I'm sure. And then, oh goodness, how are you faring with like the wildfires and everything? Because I know we were, well, no, they had some wildfires in California too, but we were doing bad here in Philly from the Canada fires. So I know you guys are going through it. Yep, sweater weather. Love sweaters. Love long coats. Trench coats. I love different fabrics, and I've been looking into the Kibbe style. So there's Kibbe and Kitchener style. So the Kibbe, I think, is more like your body structure, and then the Kitchener, I believe, is your style essence. And so since I've been like learning about what my actual style essence is and my body type is, hey, the other MJ, welcome. I'm excited now because I have more of a focused idea about what my style is. Like I knew what my style, what I tend to like and things like that, but having like a framework to work with is really exciting for me. So I'm ready to, especially with the weight loss I'm anticipating and stuff like that, I'm ready to get that new wardrobe going, see what I can do. So a lot of really good things on the horizon, but I thank you all for being patient with me and still showing up, when I do choose to pop up here and do something. Like I said, nothing too big. You see, I don't even have any makeup on. I just got a t-shirt on. Like I'm just here. I made it. Okay. I made it. So we are talking about, hey Tori, love you. We are talking about baby mama news. Baby mama news is basically like my supplemental thing. Like I was saying before, for those who weren't already here, Woman Chat Wednesday is still a thing. It's just not something I can do right now. So Baby Mama News kind of is here in the interim. And maybe once I can do Woman Chat Wednesday, it'll still be there supplementally as like I could just jump in and do and say whatever. You know what I mean? It's less structured than Woman Chat Wednesday, because Woman Chat Wednesday is more so about diving deep. Baby Mama News is more so like, this is all the stuff that's going on surrounding, you know, baby mama culture and things like that. And so we're gossiping, we're talking current events type thing. But I was compiling like the clips and stuff for Baby Mama News, and I recognized certain themes that I did want to highlight and talk about, because you know, you see who all is on the thumbnail. So as I tend to do when I start talking about these things, I found like a common thread within the different things that were going on. And so I found the bigger point that I want to make, because for me over here at Level Up Single Mom, like, we're not just here to commiserate. We're not just here to exalt ourselves over other people to feel like we're better, or it would never be us or whatever like that. Like, we're here to take these things that are happening and discuss them in a way where if someone else comes along, they can glean some wisdom. Maybe they can not go down that road or whatever, or if they're already down that path and they're feeling the type of way, they're feeling shame, they're feeling something that has them stagnated or stuck, that they can understand that it's not just them. They are not uniquely flawed or, you know, deserving of misfortune, that it's like a universal experience. Even if every single person isn't experiencing it, enough people are experiencing it that you don't have to feel like you're just uniquely messed up. So with that being said, you know, want to get into everything. I'm so happy seeing all these names. It's just really, I'm looking at the chat and it's just making me feel so good. So I just had to say, Deanne says, every other week we have a smoke blow in. My sinuses are not liking it, but no complaining. We thank God we're in the smoke, but not the fire. Prayers for Canada, Maui, and Cali. Absolutely. 100%. Like, there's a lot going on around us. So we all need to like pay attention and count our blessings, and just, it can be worse. You know what I mean? Like, we know it could be worse, and it is worse for a lot of people. So you're sending fabulous energy to everybody that needs it. So with that, I'm going to jump into, I guess you could call it the pre-show. I have my clips here. So as always, bear with me because I have so much going on, and I try to be as organized as I can. Like right now I have I send myself emails. I send myself emails for like notes of things I want to do. If I want to write something like essay or whatever like that, I email stuff to myself. So I emailed myself all the links for the clips that I wanted to do. So I want to start off on like a, I guess with like the least heavy things. So first I want to talk about, Halle Berry and her child support. Now this is called Revenge of the Baby Daddy. This is called Revenge of the Baby Daddies, right? Let me see if I can present it. I'm going to Forbes. Share screen. Hold on, it's taking forever. Also want to address Facebook. Hi, everybody that's coming from Facebook. Like I said, if you want to see the slides, if you want to be able to actually see what we're talking about here, I am live on YouTube right now. Level Up Single Mom is the page. So if you want to come on over to YouTube, I also put the link in the description of the video on Facebook. So if you want to come over to YouTube so you can see everything, please do that. And also make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, so you can get notified whenever we are going live. So Halle Berry. Now, why is my voice trying to mess up now? Halle Berry reaches hefty child support settlement. This is, I like, because it kind of gives you the scope of what she's paying amidst what other celebrities have to pay. And she's really not paying that much, for her. But anyway, Halle Berry and her ex-husband, Olivier Martinez, have reportedly finalized their divorce and reached a child support. What the heck? Come on now, don't do this. It just popped up. I don't want to apply for anything. I just want to read this. Are you kidding me? I'm hitting the X. Okay. Have finalized their divorce and reached a child support agreement after nearly 8 years of fighting for custody of their 9-year-old son. And while the $8,000 per month she'll pay Martinez for child support may seem hefty, it's a relatively small price to pay in the world of the ultra wealthy. It says they filed for divorce in 2015 after just over 2 years of marriage, but legal proceedings stretched for more than 7 years. The two will share joint legal and physical custody of their son, according to court documents obtained by CNN. And Berry will pay her ex-husband 4.3% of any annual income she makes above $2 million. So that's $8,000 a month for the child support off the bat. Then the additional 4.3% of any additional income she makes above $2 million. She'll also pay for their son's private school tuition, extracurricular activities, health insurance, and therapist. So, I mean, it's Halle Berry. I don't see, here I go with my none of her money. I don't see nothing wrong with that. It says in California, where a majority of celebrity divorces are filed, child support is determined not necessarily by how much a parent makes, but it's based on the disparity of income between the two and how much time the child will spend with each parent. California law outlines that it's a parent's responsibility to support a child according to circumstances and station. So basically, however you live, and that's how the baby has to live. And to provide their children a lifestyle commensurate to their own, which can mean celebrities make high dollar payments to ensure their children will live a similar lifestyle to the one they would have if their parents were together or when moving between parents. So it says Kanye West's net worth at the time of their divorce and everything was valued at $1.8 billion. So he was ordered to pay her $200,000 a month in child support for their 4 children, who spend most of the time with Kim. Donald Trump in 1991 paid Ivana $650,000 annually. That's $54,611 per month to support the couple's 3 children. That's the equivalent of about $124,000 monthly today. Let's see. Kelly Clarkson was agreed to pay her husband $45,600 in monthly child support for their 2 children, who they share joint legal custody, but she has primary physical custody. Clarkson was a judge on The Voice. Yeah, okay. Not worried about that. There's more people here. It says, what's the steps in the country? Oh, it's saying that I didn't know this about her husband. Her ex-husband is a producer, most well known for his work on Clarkson's talk show, and was the stepson of country star Reba McEntire for 26 years. Wow, did not know that, but that kind of checks. Nas and Khalees. Nas, don't need to say his real name, was ordered to pay $44,000 a month in 2009, the equivalent of about $63,000 today. Yeah, $63,000 today. And Khalees just had there was a TikTok going around recently of Khalees saying that she wasn't getting that money. Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee in 2009, same year as Khalees and Nas, he agreed to pay $40,000 a month in child support for their 2 daughters. So, I mean, I feel like that's enough. I'll come back here and see what you guys are saying. But yeah, it's a lot of money exchanging hands, right, for the children. But Halle Berry has to pay the child support for her son with him. But don't forget, she also had to pay child support for her daughter with Gabriel Aubrey. She was married to Gabriel Aubrey. Were they married? I don't know if they were married, but I know she was with Gabriel Aubrey before she was with Olivier. So she's paying child support into 2 households. Yes, right, Anti. She's also supporting the Canadian father of her. I love how you put that there that he's Canadian. The Canadian father of her older child. Can I make this video? I want to see because I feel like I missed some of what you guys were saying. Oh, hi, Kenny. Yeah, while I was over there reading, I missed some of what you guys were saying. I'm just going back trying to catch comments. I want to see what I like to do sometimes, even when I'm on other people's lives, is I'll stay in the YouTube comments because the YouTube comments are like more reliable. But then the StreamYard comments, but like I said, I got so much going on. I don't want to get overwhelmed with everything. And now the comments are like taking time to get there. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that. It's not really much to say, right? Sorry, y'all. Could you guys see me? I was talking. I know it looks like I got kicked out. I think I'm trying to do too much because, like I said, I am streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I'm trying to get people, that's what I'm saying. All you guys here, please share with anybody you think would like it. Like, don't just spam people, but share it with people because I'm trying to grow the channel, hopefully to a point where it can become, lucrative for me to make time to get on here. Like, I like hanging out with y'all and everything, but life be life, and if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense to a certain degree. So I just please, do what you can, what you care to do to spread the word about me being here, so that maybe I can find more of I can make more of a reason within myself to do it. Where were we at? Yes, Tori, it's the second husband she's had to pay out. Yes, Kenny, this has happened to her twice. Nicole J says that is a lot for a 2-year marriage, but I'm glad it wasn't millions. There has to be a time limit on that, though. I mean, that's why a lot of people will say like California is, well, a lot of men will say California is the worst place to get married and stuff like that, because those California laws are basically like for the affluent, and you better have it. You know what I mean? Because they're going to take it. Chica says Dusty Nas. Yes, Khalees got on it, and she was very, she wasn't like about it, but she was just like, yeah, he ain't all that. He may be a rap legend, but he is Dusty. It says she didn't marry Gabriel. Okay, that's why I didn't think she married Gabriel, but I know that he was getting paid for the baby. Yes, 2 L's. Everyone should have lost video because it kicked me straight on out. Okay, so I think that I am. Hey, Ohaji. Hey, Ohaji. I think I'm pretty much caught up now. So we're going to move on to the next thing, which is Miss Keke Palmer. Now, I'm not going to play the music, because I gotta make sure that I'm not getting myself kicked off. But I still like to have visual aids, What is this? Is this gonna let me? I still like to have the visual aids because, it's funny as heck. But yes, Miss Keke Palmer, I think we talked about her last time. When was I on here? I can't remember when I was on here. But Keke Palmer's, for those who don't know, Keke Palmer's baby dad thought it pertinent to try to embarrass her about her attire to the Usher concert, her behavior at the Usher concert, and secondarily has ruined the experience, I feel, of the Usher concert, simply because now all these young dummies all these young girls that are in the industry now are like going to the Usher concert and sitting up front where Usher would come and walk at, but they're not allowing this man to do what he does, which is play to the audience, like he's a crooner. He's going to croon, right? Like he's going to be up in your face. He's going to be serenading you. It's about romance. And so now they want to go up there, act stupid, like, oh, I don't know why he's sweating me. And it's just like, girl, just sit in the back, or better yet, don't even come. Because yes, I just saw like not too long before I came on, I saw her 30th birthday pictures, and I mean her cute little booty. Now, and it's funny because some people are like, some women are just like, oh, I wouldn't do that. Oh, that's not classy. Who cares? Like, I feel, especially I've been big pretty much all my life, from adolescence on up. I've never been, I don't want to use that word. I've never been fit. I'll say that. That feels accurate. I've never been fit. You know what I mean? So I can't say that if I was in a position where I got pregnant and my body changed in a way where I felt like it looked better than it did before I got pregnant. I'm not going to sit here and tell you. As a matter of fact, I told you, like, I'm about to be on this fitness journey. I don't know what I'm going to be looking like. I'm be quite honest with you. I don't know how I'm going to dress, because I know how I've dressed due to the body that I have, you know what I mean? And the experience in my body that I've had. I don't know what the experience is going to be if and when I see myself as sexy, or, you know what I mean? Like, if I feel like that's appropriate, but I don't see anything wrong with it. I feel like celebrating one's body, because the main problem is this idea that, yeah, I'm not going to say I won't. I'm not going to say that I won't, okay? But this idea that when a woman is showing off her body and like reveling in her sexy energy, that, oh, you're a mom and everything like that. Like, that's why you see so many people not having kids anymore. That's why you see so many people rejecting traditional values. That's why you see so many people that are just like, you know what? I don't want to be bothered. I just want to be me. You know what I mean? You have to stop sending this message that you can't be yourself or you can't explore yourself. Like, you're supposed to have it all figured out before you have children, but you're not supposed to wait until you're older to have children, according to these people that are espousing these type of messages. You're not supposed to wait until you're older to have children. You're supposed to have children pretty much as soon as you're legal, or somewhere in your 20s, preferably your early to mid 20s. Once you become a mother, you can no longer explore your sexuality. You really wasn't even supposed to be exploring your sexuality. And mind you, I'm not even talking about like sleeping around. I'm talking about just exploring your sexual energy within your body. Like I said, how you're dressing, how you're presenting, just anything to do with sexuality is supposed to go out the window because you're a mother. You know what I mean? And it's just like, leave these people alone. Leave these women alone. And especially when there's so many women that they have babies and they feel like they lose themselves. They have babies and they feel like, the things that happen to their body are not good things. They don't feel comfortable in their body anymore. They don't feel confident in their body anymore. So to see women that are having babies and still feeling like they belong to themselves as well, like they're still mothers, they still do what they need to do for their children, but they're also whole human beings outside of that role. That's what you need more of. You know what I mean? And this whole idea of like, oh, you're just being degenerate or whatever like that. Like, mind you, there are different kinds of sexual energy. Like, for instance, what I see Keke Palmer doing isn't necessarily the same energy that I see like a Sexy Red or a Sukihana or even Chloe, for real. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit of difference. And this is not me putting anyone up higher than the other person or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, it feels different. There's a difference to it. And especially with Keke, she's 30 now. So Keke always been an old lady. Like, I feel like me and Keke are very similar. I've always had like a grandmom. I've always had like a grandmom personality about me. You know what I mean? So being that you always have like a mature energy that's not quite of the youth or whatever like that, if you get to a point where you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm a sexually attractive woman, and you can start reveling in it at any age, like, I feel like you just should do it. You know what I mean? So it's really sad, but I'm trying to, let me see if I could pull up this video. I don't have the sound on, but because they're not going to cut me off tonight like they did that day when we was watching Raising in the Sun. But I just kind of want to show you, like I said, it's more so about the energy. So I want to show you that so that you can see, like, it was very cute when I saw it. There she go. I'm going to move it up some because I don't want, we're not going to watch the whole thing. I just want you to see like her having fun and just being, happy and chill. Look at her dancing, having fun with the GWORLS. Just being her. And that was the part that really had pissed me off about him, like, feeling a type of way, because this is just her. This is what she's been doing the whole time. Is Usher. Let's move forward. Well, let me move forward. I want to get to the part where they was dressed alike and they was dancing. Yeah, this is good. I just thought it was really cute. Did y'all see anything? Because I was on the other page. Did y'all see anything? I know it's Let me know if you had seen any of it, because I could see it in the other thing. And even now, I could see it in the little screen right here, but I don't see it up on the big screen. I'm looking for comments to see if y'all can see it. I don't even. Can y'all hear me? Anything? Let me. Yeah. So I think that's enough. I'm going to stop that now, just because, in case you can hear me, just because I don't know if it's messing up or not. And hopefully, when I remove that, it won't mess up the other stuff. Okay. So I removed that. It said no, no, no. Nobody saw anything. I'm gonna just leave it alone then. Like, I'm not even, because it's so many clips and stuff. I just want to keep moving along. But it's called Boyfriend by Usher. It's got Keke Palmer in it. You won't you won't miss it if you go looking for it, because I don't want to get kicked out again. This is still playing. I'm just trying to remove it from here. And I'm also going to drop the link for if anybody wants to come up while I'm up here. And your audio was also removed. All right, I'm back. At least it doesn't stop the stream. It don't want me to be great, Kenny. I know one day, things will be the way they're supposed to do. But I think also what I'm going to do, because I told you I'm live on Facebook as well. And so I think I'm just going to end the Facebook live. So everybody on YouTube, ignore what I'm about to say. If you're on Facebook watching, if it's a replay or whatever, click the link that's in the description of this video. You can go watch the full thing on YouTube, because I'm going to focus on where my bread is buttered right now, what's working the best. And, we'll love to have you over there. And it's just me trying to join everybody together. But I just want to have a smoother show. So I'm going to end this right now. Thank you for being here for as long as you were. Hope to see you over there. Love you. Bye. So yeah, so now it's just me and you, YouTube. At a certain point, and that's another reason. This is me. I can talk to y'all. We're cool, right? I want to be able to. Thank you, Tiff. I would like to be able to have this channel and like the things that I would need to pay for to run this channel pay for themselves, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because like StreamYard does offer, it does offer the option to stream multiple places. Like I'll be able to stream here and on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook all at once from StreamYard. But I can't do it right now because I have the free package. That's why you see the little StreamYard at the top and stuff like that. And that's just me being transparent. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, we don't put on any ears over here. So my goal in the interim is like eventually to be able to get this to a point where I can pay for just the basic stuff just to run it. You know what I mean? Like to run it and to not feel like I'm taking away from the house, you know, because it's me and my baby and we just making it do what it do. You know, I'm not, I wouldn't be what you call a white collar worker per se. I'm not a blue collar worker. I'm somewhere in between. I'm like baby blue collar worker. You know what I mean? But I'm on a budget. Like I'm on a very strict budget. And so my thing is always trying to get stuff to at least pay for itself. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And like I said earlier in the stream, I like to do this. I love to do this. I love hanging with y'all, but it is what right now is a hobby. It's a hobby. It's a pastime. It's whatever. So I can only take it but so serious, even though I am very serious about it. But like, this is just me being realistic about where I am and what's going on with me. So that being said, if you would like to contribute to the channel in any way, anytime you want to do, we do have a Cash App. It is, what is my Cash App? It's Level Up Single Mom. You know, hashtag Level Up Single Mom. No, isn't it? Sorry, y'all. It's hashtag LUSM. That's what it is. And you'll see the Level Up Single Mom logo. We also have, what do we have? All that stuff is on. This was not planned. This is just me going with the flow of the conversation. So that's why I don't have all that stuff. But it will be, I will post it in the description of the thing. And it's also in the description. And I've shown it on my other videos and stuff like that at the end. I've even had this little thing that kind of, you know, floats or whatever and showed you. So point is, you know, if you want to contribute to the channel so that we can do more things a little bit smoother and I can reach the people I want to reach and everything like that, greatly appreciate it. Is not a requirement. Your presence is enough for me, but you got to put it out into the universe. So that's what that is. So Keke Palmer being petty, that's what we were talking about. Keke Palmer was very petty. She got in the video. She looked like she had a great time. Her and Usher looked like they had a great time and you know, they danced. And it was very wholesome. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, yeah, they got to be dating or anything like that. Like, they just were having fun, tongue-in-cheek, poking fun at it. And then at the end, you see, it's just she had a dream because she actually missed the show. And she said the line, "I am a mother after all." She looked right at the camera or whatever. So, you know, just a really good time. Of course, haters are saying she's being extra, she's corny, this and that and the other. Who cares? All in good fun. Always love her energy. Always love how she doesn't keep herself down. And again, that'll tie into the stuff that I'll be talking about, the Woman Chat Wednesday-esque themes and moral of the story that we're going to, after talking about all these different things that we are talking about here today. Summer, hi boo. Thank you, 2Ls. I appreciate your support, moral and otherwise. So then the next thing we have on the docket for tonight is, okay, so this is a preface for the next phase of the stuff we're talking about. I know I talked about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was coming on. The last time I did Baby Mama News, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was about to come on. And I was talking about, you know, being intrigued by the trailer. And the people I saw in there, one of the people I saw in there was Eric, not Erica, what's her name? Jessica White. Jessica White, the model. We did it. You can go back and watch the last stream we did, Baby Mama News #2. We talked about Jessica White. There was a whole section. I was actually watching it earlier today. And it was Jessica White there. What's her name? Spice. Spice is my favorite. I'll just say that right off the bat. Spice is my favorite. She's a dance hall artist. She's on there. What's that girl? Carly Red is on there. She's a veteran. Erica Mena, she's kind of a veteran, but I think she had come from New York first. And everybody, Scrappy, Bambi, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Everybody's there, okay. My point about the show as a whole, though, is I went ahead a couple weeks ago and started watching it. I could not finish it. I had 2 or 3 episodes left, and I just could not finish it. Miss Summer said she spent her birthday with her ex. I mean, we'll talk about that stuff later too. In fact, I'm going to put that so we can remember that. Spice is that girl. I absolutely love Spice. There was stuff about Spice it was stuff about everybody that kind of bothered me, but I love Spice overall. She was my favorite. Next was, I would say, Yandy, but Yandy kind of has her own place off to the side, being a veteran from New York and everything like that. She kind of has her own place off to the side, so it's kind of, for me, like, there's no even point even mentioning her, because that's just a given, if you understand what I'm saying. So after Spice, I would say I liked Jessica White. But of course, she had problematic stuff with her too. Like, everybody had problematic, and that's why I'm Spice is cool. Love her ex that year. So the issue that I had with the cast as a whole and just like their general demeanor, I saw, I know it's supposed to be a drama-filled show. Everybody has to have storylines. Everybody has to have like some kind of something going on, right? The problem for me was that, because it's been so long since I've watched like any kind of reality TV, like actually sat and watched it. I always see the stuff that's going on online, but I never really sit and watch it. And maybe it's just that I've been so far detached from that culture that it felt really like icky to me, the way you could see them setting themselves and each other up for drama. And not just like drama, like, oh, we just have a disagreement, like really mean, nasty, malicious type of stuff. Like, for instance, when it came to Erica Banks, and I don't know that other girl's name, but her and her sisters and her mom, she kept referring to herself as the Black Kardashians, right? Their whole little love, lust, sex, whatever triangle with, what's his name? Chaotic. I think his name is Chaotic, the one that was hanging around with Scrappy, the little loud man. The way that Erica Banks was like knowingly going in and like, hey, yeah, I want to make friends, and I'm going to make friends with these people, with this woman in particular, the Black Kardashian girl. And then realizing that they were both kind of interested in Chaotic, and that he was kind of like playing both sides, going, oh, well, I'm going to mess with him. And not only am I going to mess with him, I'm going to do it in a way that it's like, is eventually going to have to come to a head. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a thing where like, oh no, I like him. You like him? Well, I like him too. And I kind of want to see, let the best woman win. Just kind of like, oh, well, oh yeah, you like him? Oh, okay. Well, don't worry about me. I don't want to, but in the background, like talking to the camera, like, oh yeah, I'm going after him, type of thing like that. I was like, oh, and it was a lot of stuff like that. I'm concerned for Carly Red. She said he is overproduced. Yeah, like, and I don't know if it's an overproduced type of thing or if these people's character is just that horrible. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I can't tell if you're just playing a part or if you really think that this is something that you should do in social situations. You know what I'm like? I can't tell. So I was just like, yes, very inflammatory. And like I said, it's one thing, like if you get into drama with people, sometimes stuff happens, miscommunications happen, conflicts of interest happen, like stuff happens, right? But these things, like I said, there's a level of intentionality to the way these things are being set up and played out that I'm just like, y'all are okay with this? You're okay with being seen like this? Is this something you really think is okay? Or are you, how much acting is it? Because it's supposed to be reality TV. So how much is real of this in your personality is the question I have. So there's that. When it comes to Spice, like I said, I really, really love Spice overall. But something about her problems with her friend, being so possessive over her friends. Now, mind you, something is up with Carly. I'm concerned about Carly. And when I say concerned, because again, I don't know how much of this is her just playing a part and how much of this is, let's put it this way. It's hard for me to believe that it's that many high-level talented actors and actresses on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, because they're too into their roles if it's supposed to just be roles. Carly Red was really like losing her mind. Carly Red seemed like she was genuinely believing the stuff that she was saying and doing, and like stalking Spice. She's stalking Spice. And I'm just like, Carly was always messy. For true, Carly was always messy. But it was just kind of like, I don't want to say a playful messy. She didn't seem as invested. Like it really feels like she's invested in what's that child name? In Spice, and like wanting Spice's attention and wanting to be so close to Spice, and yeah, she said they're putting on for cameras. But what was that movie? It was an old movie with Omar Epps, and it was Omar Epps, and I believe it was LL Cool J, and Omar Epps was like an undercover narcotics agent, and he was infiltrating LL Cool J's drug organization, and to the point where he was like, he didn't know who he wanted to be anymore. You know what and that's what I'm feel like I'm seeing, because again, these people are not that good. Hi, Alicia. Welcome. So glad you came. Yeah, into deep. They not that good at actors and actresses. And if they are, then they're better than this. You get what I'm saying? Because it, like I said, it's one thing you could see for those of us old enough to have been here at the inception of reality TV. Because I was here. Did I ever put the invite up? I was here. When I say here, I was cognizant when reality TV first started popping. So it's like, for those of us who were here, like I was seated for the first ever season of Big Brother. You know what I mean? I was seated for the first ever seasons of The Surreal Life, you know, with Flavor Flav and Bridget Nielsen. I wasn't quite for the beginning of Real World. I kind of missed the beginning of Real, but I caught like the end of the beginning of the Real World, you know, first era. You know what I mean? I was here for Flavor of Love and For the Love of Ray J. You know what I mean? So I'm a vet. I'm a veteran. You know, I brought this in. So, or I helped bring this in. I was on the tail end of bringing this thing in. My point is that now it's gotten to a point where it's like, it seems like there is a certain level of acting that's involved, but these people are really getting, you know, I feel like it's not acting because of the type of content that it is. They actually have to immerse it. It's like, what the method acting? You know what I mean? Like, I felt like with Carly Red, I was looking at a Heath Ledger situation. I'm not kidding, with Joker. You get what I'm saying? Like, she seems like she's literally losing her mind. And that's crazy, because even just a couple seasons ago, when she was supposed to be marrying the other guy, and then it was just her. It was just about her and that guy. Jersey Shore. Yep. I was here for that. What's it? Growing Up Gotti. I used to love Growing Up Gotti. She said they're not great actors, but the editing and production is top 10. So what I'm talking about more so, and we'll get into it when I get to the crux of who I actually want to talk about, which is Erica Mena and Bambi. But those moments, those really high emotion moments, when they're just like, oh my God, why is this happening? Why are you treating me like this? Like when Carly was, Real World, Onto the Flavor of Love and Forward. When Carly was crying to Spice, like, oh, you're my friend, and I just feel like you don't love me and you don't want me around. Mind you, Spice is saying, look, we're cool and everything, but like some of the stuff that you're doing kind of feels like you're trying to latch onto my coattails. And so for that reason, I just want you to just kind of back off a little bit. And this girl is moving into, not even just into the housing community she's in, but moving like literally steps across from her, bringing her, Carly Red is bringing her pregnant daughter there because she knows that Spice is connected to the daughter, like cares for the daughter, and trying to use her daughter as a way to stay close or get close to, like stuff like that. That's her real daughter. You get what I'm saying? That's her. These are real life situations. It's not enough separation for me to feel like these people are okay. Even if they are playing, and even if they started off playing a role, I feel like their real lives are too entangled into this stuff because it's reality TV. She said Carly Red definitely gives method acting. My favorite line is, it was, like, first of all, can I tell you, I haven't watched, when I tell you I have not been watching reality TV for a very long time, like over 5 years. I have not like been sitting and watching reality TV. Everything I know about what's going on is just from like being on the internet, being on social media and stuff. So memes and things like that. I would keep seeing that it was all a lie meme. First of all, let's get into the fact that I didn't even know that was Carly Red, because her face completely different. And since I hadn't been watching the show, I did not know that was her. So I didn't even know that was Carly Red. What I started doing, like one day a couple months ago, I just decided to start watching like old clips. They have compilations of certain storylines and stuff on YouTube of the different. So I went and like I watched all of Peter Gunn's and his baby mom's drama. I watched all of Scrappy and Erica drama. And I think I started watching Carly's drama. And so that's how I saw like that season that I was mentioning where it was actually a pretty good season. And I felt like it was a good season. It made her look good. It made her look like a viable character on her own, or personal on her own, because that was the season that she was having trouble with that other chick coming along, trying to be all up in her mix, trying to be attached to her, because Carly seemed to be doing well in her own right at that particular Peter Guns. Carly seemed to be doing well in her own right at that particular time. She had a little boutique going on. She had that guy that she was engaged to. But this other chick that they used to hang out or whatever, for whatever reason, wanted to be up on Carly, and Carly was just kind of like, I'm kind of distancing myself from that crowd. And so then that woman decided to try to put all her business out on Front Street. And I felt for Carly in that season, because I was just like, I understand, like, you trying to grow, you're trying to transcend where you may have done before, and this person is jealous or covetous or whatever of you, and trying to like sully your name and dress. So then the whole "it was all a lie" thing, I was like, oh shoot, that was her. I was surprised. I did not know. So seeing it go from that, because like I said, that was reasonable enough. It made her look like the protagonist, and the other person looked like this crazy heifer. So now to see her acting like that, you've already been through that. You've already kind of been, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, is she okay? Is she okay? But back to Spice, I was talking about Spice. When it comes to Spice, she's the PPP loan scammer guy. She said, should we send help? Yeah, like, should we send help? Are you okay? Spice was mad at Carly and was just saying, like, Carly, I need you to back off, because she had went through all that stuff. She was all open. Her body was bursting at the seams, literally. You know what I mean? You saw that she had her children. They came. She almost died. She said, in your defense, Key Carly has had many interviews. But I'm saying, I've missed clearly, like, the last 3 to 5. You know what I mean? Like, my view of Carly was, my view of Carly was, I was messing with Benzino Carly. You get what I'm, like, how long ago was that? That was the last Carly that I remember, like, actually watching the show. That's what she looked like. So, face iteration. I mean, it is what it is. Her, who else? Khloe Kardashian. That's what they do. They swap out faces. So, Spice was going through a whole lot. Her being mad, she was mad at Shekinah. You know, Shekinah Joe from what she Tamika, slow down. Tamika, stop. Tamika. They was on the bike. But Shekinah Joe of Tamika Please fame. She was coming to see Spice. Spice was mad at her. It's something about the way Spice would be mad at people and the stuff that she would be mad at people for, because it was just kind of like, what do you want them to do? So Shekinah tells her, like, I was trying to get there, but I felt like I was being blocked from getting there. Carly has something to do with that. The friend that is friends with Carly, really buddy with Carly, is the person that has something to do with that. She said, Shekinah voice made my underarms itch. And so then they make up, they're cool. Spice is not supposed to be doing a lot. She in there popping it, dropping it, trying to pick it up, you know, because that's her thing, and she wants to get ready for her show, and she already had missed the show from being sick. All understandable. But she's cussing Shekinah out and the other girl out for telling her, look, you need to chill, you need to heal. You know what I mean? I'm just like, come on, Spice, chill out. Then when Spice was so mad at the other friend, she came to Carly's daughter's baby shower. She came, y'all are cutting up. Software updates. I just Googled Carly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, if you're there, if you're along for the ride, if you're there for 10.1 through 10.3, then by the time you get to 10.5, you're acclimated to it. I jumped from 9.8 to 10.5. You know, I can't do it. So, yes. Tell me you work for Apple without telling me you work for Apple. That's me, because I ain't never owned the Apple product. But so the friend that Carly was kind of latching on to of Spice's, who Spice has been friends with way before the show, whatever like that, that caused a rift between Spice and their friend. Spice and that friend meet up for like the first time after a while at the party. Spice's issue is saying, like, look, I'm not messing with Carly, so you need to not be messing with Carly. Now, here's the thing, right? If there was something like that major that happened, you know what I mean? Like between y'all, something really, really bad happened or whatever. And I'm not even saying like I should be able to be best friends with that person. But from what the friend was saying was like, look, we have a friendly rapport. You know what I mean? If I see her somewhere, I'm okay with taking pictures with her. We may happen to be at the same thing. Like, I don't have any beef with her to where there's any kind of negative energy or nastiness. I don't want to adopt any nasty energy on your behalf towards this person. And Spice is basically saying you need to shun her. And I don't feel like as a friend, you should expect another friend to actively emit negativity on your behalf. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like as your friend, we're supposed to be like best friends and you have real issues, whether it's trauma or whatever with this person, that I should be able to really be busting it up with this person. But you shouldn't expect me to be nasty to someone on your behalf, is what I'm saying. So I was kind of like, I don't know about that, Spice. And then like it now, here's the thing. If that's how you feel, I'm talking about Spice. If that's how you feel, it is your right to feel that way. And she, like I said, she was adamant and she was making a spectacle at the baby shower. Carly's over on the side looking like a daggone fool because she basically was like ignored. It was just so weird. Like, it's all so weird. But anyway, you that mad. Spice has this thing going on over in Jamaica. She doesn't tell the friend not to come, but she basically implies that if the friend doesn't come, she's not a real friend. But she's also like, you showed up. Like, it just, the way it just feels like she's very controlling as a friend, is what I'm trying to say. It seems like she's very controlling as a friend. She doesn't know what she wants, but you are supposed to figure out what she wants. Like, she's going to basically say the opposite of what she wants. She's going to push you away, but she wants you to chase her. I'm not into that. Now, otherwise, her vibes are immaculate. You know what I mean? But I just saw some really funny behavior. She just is a lot of work to be friends with. So that's the end of that part. Okay. So, Yandy is Yandy. You know, who else is there? Mama D is Mama D. And Mama D is a problem. And I have a problem with the fact that I don't feel like Mama D was checked. And what I mean checked, because what she did, she told strangers and a friend something, a straight up lie about her son in the midst of him having problems within his marriage or whatever. And it got all around to everybody. Like, so the girl, the black Kim Kardashian girl, and the guy Chaotic, which is Scrappy's bestie in this season, came into the club. Scrappy is not there. Mama D is at the club, just chilling at the club. They come to say hi, pay their respects or whatever. Mama D is like, oh yeah, by the way, Diamond of Nuck If You Buck fame, who is Scrappy's ex, who his relationship with Erica fell apart multiple times over. That's the person that's basically like his dream girl, the one that got away or whatever. She's pregnant by Scrappy right now. This is what his mother is saying to his friend and a stranger in a public place on camera and everything. He has gotten this girl pregnant. So she drops that pearl. Of course, it starts getting around. So anyway, at some point, Scrappy finds out that it was Mama D that started it, after he then got cussed out by a bunch of different people over this rumor that his mother started. And he never even says anything to her about it. And I just was like, okay. So that was bothersome to me. But now to the meat and the potatoes. He said, I do not like Scrappy, but I can see how he ended. I mean, yeah. It's sad that it kind of made me feel for him, because I'm watching him try, not a whole bunch, but in certain respects. Like, you have a mother your mother is doing this. Your mother is sowing these seeds of discord in your life. That's number one. She's always been a problem. Yes, always meddling, always whatever. So you really don't have no place to turn. And you can see how that he just shuts down. He just is like, okay, that's how you feel. I'm not going to worry about it. That's what you want to do. But he also is always looking for comfort with other women. And so it's like, whatever conflict we have, I'm going to check out of the conflict that we're having. But I need as a man, I need adulation, and I need affection, and I need someone to like me and love me and tell me I'm special. So I'm going to go make these problems that I'm already not, why am I holding this? Make these problems that we're already having worse, and that I'm already not dealing with you worse by cheating on you. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So It's like it's just a mess. But like I said, at the root of it is Mama D. So anyway, she said you can tell he just doesn't feel like dealing with her. Who you? Oh, Mama D. Yeah, I mean, and listen, there's so much stuff that I see that's familiar. Like, what's that song? This is the retake of my life. That sometimes I be seeing it because it's like I let me not talk about my business. We talk about baby mama news. Everybody baby mama news, not just my business right there. So because I could go on a tangent. So this brings me to the next featured people that I want to talk about, which is Bambi and Erica Mena. So apparently Bambi and Erica Mena are friends. The way they became friends was Erica Mena and Scrappy were friends. And then they became, I don't want to say couple friends because I don't really see Scrappy hanging with Safari but so much. But basically, like Erica latched onto Bambi, being that she was around Scrappy and friends with Scrappy, and then her and Bambi just clicked. So her and Bambi are friends. The fact that they continuously go to different events, group things that everybody is doing and make it about them and their situation and their victimization and what's happening to them and why are you not catering to my experience in a situation where I'm not even in the room. You should be thinking about what I'm going through when you're interacting with my husband, when you're whatever's going on. Everybody is supposed to be mindful at all times, no matter what is going on. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Everything is about me and my pain and my struggle. So, like, the GWORLS went to not Bambi, but it was Erica Mena, Rashida, Sierra, who else? Jessica White, the bottle girl. She was kind of new. And I feel like somebody else, but I can't remember who it was. They all went to a rage room. So it's one of those rooms where you go and you're going to break things or whatever. And I think it was Rashida that was there that brought them there. It was her event. And she had printed out everybody's significant other, whether it was their ex or the person, their current, whatever, so they could, put the picture on whatever and just bash it. Okay. Of course, Erica, I mean, this is for the years. This is for me sitting in the hospital room with our son, and you're in Jamaica. This is all the hits. All the hits. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the, just record. Broken record. All the same things. Mind you, that was 2-3 years ago at this point. All the same beats. She's hitting all the same beats. So we talked about Mama D planting that rumor amongst the people and it's spreading. Eventually, it gets back to Erica Mena. It gets back to Erica Mena. Erica Mena has, oh my God, I'm crying. Oh my God, how am I going to tell my friend this news about her husband having this woman pregnant? So she goes and finds Scrappy. Do I have it? But what is it? I think these are that Scrappy Erica has a fit. Okay, this is on TikTok. So maybe, just maybe, it won't act crazy on me. I hope not. Oh, and I'm gonna pause it. Okay, I'll pause it. And I can close this too. Since I closed the Facebook, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can share these things now without it being a problem. But oh my God, you just are just the worst person in the world. That's what I'm about to show you. Just making it all about her. Share screen. She is exhausting. She's been since Love and Hip Hop New Word. Here's even it says Erica Mena demands answers from Scrappy. Why are you demanding answers from Scrappy? Who are you in this? I don't need to sign up. I just want to watch this. I have an account, but I don't care about any of that. Can I start it?
If I saw that, why do you be saying you miss me?
I miss her.
Exactly.
To owe her.
Either you love her or you don't.
I love her.
Are you willing to save it or you not?
Save
That's
it?
it.
You don't hear how she talk to me.
Y'all don't take accountability for y'all.
You're a woman and you are for
I'm a
women.
woman and I'm
But
your
the
sister.
Nah, she never did no white.
What? Is that why you got Diamond pregnant?
Are you serious?
So
You believe everything?
Oh
my God. I mean, this is typical. It's typical. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, you gotta have sexual relations with somebody for the pregnant shit they even happen.
I love you too much. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Get out my face. I love you.
Don't do that.
I would like to say I believe, but I know Scrappy is delusional. The pride of these men just gets the best of them, and that's all they care about. They literally go harder for their homies than they do to keep their.
So I'm going to stop it there. Hey, Lantonette, I'm going to stop it there. Did y'all see it? Was it okay? Did you hear it? Let me know. Because I think if it didn't, it's all right. I could redo this particular one. But let me know if you couldn't hear it. I'm sick some in my soda. She said red face, droopy eyes. What? I'm going to, okay, y'all heard it. Okay, good. You see the drama? You see the drama? Like, the situation is, let's recap what the situation is. She just heard a rumor from a stranger about her friend. This is supposed to be her friend, and that she loves. She immediately goes to him, starts accusing him, yelling at him, telling him about his situation, and then talking about don't play with me, as if in the street in front of everybody. Like, she didn't even say, hey, can we like go talk quietly, privately, or whatever. She's in the street. I would show you the rest, but I'm trying to limit my copyrighted stuff because I don't want them to snatch me off like they did before. She does all of that in public, and like I said, she goes like they have to like hold her back and like almost drag her off because she is just foaming at the mouth with this. And the stuff that she's saying, you could tell like she is not there with him. That was for Safari at the end of the day. Like everything that she wasn't talking to Scrappy, she was talking to Safari. And I feel like her and sis, what's her name? Bambi. I feel like they're trauma bonding. Like they are trauma bonding. They believe that these men have victimized them and just drug them through the mud and everything else, and they are bonding towards that. So that's Erica Mena. I'm going to go to, I guess I can stop sharing that. I'll close that. I want to go to Bambi and Bambi. And this is why I say they're trauma bonding, because the bird, literally birds of a feather. Okay. I'm going to pause this so it don't play. This is along with the theme. Erica is a narcissist at times. She's a narcissist all the time. Before I even share that, because this made me think about. I stopped it. Don't do me like that. Don't just start playing. It made me think about that season when she had broken up with Sin Santana, and I'm talking about Erica Mena had broken up with Sin Santana and somehow wound up engaged to. I refuse to call him Bow Wow. We're too fucking old. Shot Moss. She wound up engaged to Shot Moss, and she had to be off stage. She had to be recorded for the reunion separately from everybody else because she just couldn't do the drama. She just couldn't do the lower vibrational people, and she was just so far beyond them, and they were just miserable, and she just couldn't do the bad energy, and it was very reminiscent of things that have happened recently. If you know, you know. She just was so above it all, and she was just moving on to bigger and better things, and she wished them well, though, because she was just not petty. She was beyond the pettiness of wishing them bad. She just couldn't do them. You know what I mean? And that marriage didn't happen. You never really heard about that anymore, but she wound up coming back. She wound up with Safari. He got to love bombing her. And she said Erica was in her DD bag, okay? Yes. She really was. She was just like, oh, you know, these peons are just not on my level and sucks to be them. And, you know, oh, well. But then wound up right back on the show where Safari was able to snatch her up, love bomb her, because he did love bomb her. You know what I mean? And what the hell did she say? Yeah, she was in her DD bag. He love bombed her, got her there. She's thinking everything is great, and then he pulled the he said after shot. Was that after? Because I don't know why I felt like that was before. I felt like that was because I felt like that was like right. No, I feel like she got with Sin after she was with Rich Dollars. Because I feel like Sin was I feel like Sin was her rebound from Rich Dollars. I don't know, like it's been so long ago. All this stuff was years ago. Isn't it crazy? I got all this stuff in my head. That's a shame. But she wound up back on the show. She's with Safari there. And mind you, can I be real with you? I was happy for them because it really was like he had the fireworks and he did the whole really beautiful what's it called? Engagement situation. It was just I like seeing people's relationships work out. I like seeing people getting into a relationship, being loved, loving each other. I like to see it. Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? So I thought like they both were very boisterous and loud. I figured maybe he was loud and enough to get her to chill out. You know what I mean? Because let's be real, Safari's a stunt queen. He is a stunt queen. But I figured maybe he was just boisterous enough to match her on a certain level, like, you know, to meet her at a certain level where she could just rest and go, okay, he's got enough stunts going for the both of us. I can rest in my feminine at this high level of stunts. And you get what I'm saying? Like, I just thought they were, why do I keep having this in my hand? Please tell me how this keeps winding up in my, you know what it is? I don't want to lose it. This is the thing to the computer. It's not plugged into the computer. It's not plugged into the computer. But I just have a feeling if I put it down, I'm going to forget about it. And then the computer's just going to die. It's not, mind you, the computer has plenty of whatever. Said, I think Rich was with Moniece then. Child, they was all over the hither and thither. It said, Erica made the mistake of thinking Safari was a serious person, though. Yes. Okay. But, like, I feel like, because, like, okay, you see, it has to work. You know what I mean? Like, there's a level of, like, drama and wackiness that when two people get together and they're just, like, in sync, it works. For instance, people may say, no, now. But back in the day, when Kanye and Kim first got together, I was awful. I said, yes, I see the vision. I see the vision, because Kanye was in that space where he was just like, oh, I'm so artistic and creative and and she is my muse. And Kim was in this place of like, yes, I am an icon in the making. Mold me, make me. You know, it was just blowing my mind. I don't know about anybody, but I was just like, yes, the visuals, I was feeling the vibes. It was that Lana Del Rey. Oh my God, we're just so like rich and artistic. It was giving, you know, like modern day John Lennon and Yoko vibe. You get what I'm like? It was like, it was a beautiful disaster, a beautiful disaster. You know what I mean? And not like disaster, like I knew it was going to end like this, but just like, oh my God, you're wrecking your relationships, for all your other relationships, for this relationship. But I see why. I don't know. It could just be me, but I was feeling Kanye and Kim's union. Cardi B and Offset, for all their imperfections or whatever, they just seemed to work. They seemed genuinely happy. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm promoting that to other people. I'm not saying I want that, but I'm saying I love that for them. I love it for them. Okay? That's what I'm saying. It works for I'm enjoying them. Okay? So when I saw Safari, she said, when you with someone, they always doing performative big gestures, that's a red flag. But she was the same. You get what I'm equally yoked. They were both, like I said, they were both stunt queens. So why not? You know what I mean? I just figured maybe that them being on the same wavelength, maybe understanding each other in a way that we all don't understand. Yes, hither and thither. You said you felt the same way. Yeah, you know, you get what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like they worked. But then what happens with a lot of people, and I think where, you know, it got messed up at with somebody like Safari likes a lot of attention. And Safari likes a lot of attention. And what you see a lot of times when people have children, the mom becomes a mom. And mind you, Eric, and we're going to get to that. Erica already had a child, and we're going to discuss that. Erica already had a child, mind you, but her child, we have not seen this child. You know what I mean? Her child is like Dre's son. You know who Dre is, from Basketball Wives or whatever. He exists, but not in this world. Okay, so when children that are going to be here or whatever are there, as a mother, your attention is going to be diverted. You know what I mean? You're not going to be as available for the stunts as you were before, because somebody got to raise these kids. And so I feel like with him, it was that thing, just like Scrappy, of, oh, I'm not getting the level of attention I need, which is very high, and not in a good, like it's abnormally high. You need too much attention. I can't be a father because the level of attention that I require supersedes what a father would need, because a father would have to be more focused on something other than themselves to be worrying about how much attention. You get what I'm saying? So it just all fell apart. And then, you know, chaos ensued. So you have that going on. Then you have now Erica lost all that weight. You know, that reunion where she came back looking like Corpse Bride. You know, like she went through something. Like I'm not trying to say she hasn't gone through something. I'm not trying to say that her experiences do not warrant a certain level of trauma, a certain level of anger, a certain level of, you know, righteous bitterness about what happened. But she's got that portion, and then she's just filling up. It's like a buffet of extra shit, and it's like it's too much, and it's so much that it just sucks up all the air in the room. Because again, this is your friend that's going through something that you know what she went through or whatever, but yet it's still, don't do this to me, you know, like no. So now back to Bambi. I'm sorry, would you say 2 agents of chaos in a relationship rarely works out? You're right. You're right. They're going from franchise to franchise, swapping bodily fluids. At this point, if you slept with anyone from Love and Hip Hop, you slept with them all. Facts on facts on facts. So now we're going to go to Bambi. And I want another tangent. Another, you know, we're going to take a minute and talk about Bambi. She looked like it. She looked like she did. It was rumored she went from 155 pounds to 115 pounds. She really did. Bambi, and it was back when I watched it. So, you know, Scrappy was introduced with Erica Dixon. Erica Dixon, bone structure to the gods. You know what I mean? Their issue, him and Erica Dixon, was they had been in a relationship. They had been in a relationship to the degree that they had a daughter at the time, E-Money. But they had broken up because he had, I feel like he had cheated on Erica with Diamond from Crime Mob, Knuck of You Buck. But then that didn't work out. And so he came back to Erica. And Erica was just like, hey, listen, come on now. Let me do this. Let me do this. Give me time. Erica was willing to take him back, but she was rightfully hesitant and kind of like, cheekbones never decline. She is so I could look at her all day. She was rightfully so like hesitant to trust him. She was like in it, but she wasn't fully vulnerable and giving up her heart because he already played in her face. You know what I mean? So she was just kind of like, look, I'm trying to work on it with you. But he, again, with that abnormal level of neediness, was just like, and I'm not saying, mind you, I want to be clear. He already has an abnormal level of neediness, I feel. But he also does things to make a person who maybe would have a normal level of fucks to give about a man, get them in a space of insecurity and like feeling gaslit and just be like, what's going on, to where they will withdraw from him, and rightfully so. So now he's positioned you to be lacking. So now, oh yeah, I got to go out and step out because you're not giving me what I need, right? So Erica is just like, look, you already burnt me before, not burnt like venereal disease, but like foot in the fire, burnt me before. I am hesitant to like trust you and just be fully open and soft with you because you not really, and he was always non-committal. He was always very like, I don't want to, because it's not just money, but I will use the word miserly. Hey, True Mystique, thank you. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're feeling good and doing well. Miserly, not just with money, but like with his effort. He never really you never really saw him putting a lot of effort into the family. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, I'm here. What do you want? I'm here. And I'm here. Not only am I here, but like you not flipping through the house and swinging from chandeliers and jumping up and slapping your feet together like a leprechaun for me. Like, what's up with that? Like, that was always his energy. And Erica, you could tell like she's a very about her business in terms of like, look, you're not gonna stress me out. Pretty much like you're not gonna stress me out. It either is or it isn't. If it is, cool. If it ain't, cool. But I'm not gonna be pressed. That was always Erica's demeanor. I felt like it says, I forgot about Shay. That damn. And that's something else when it comes to Mama D. Mama D was always there. It didn't matter who the woman was. She was always there harboring the woman, whichever one it was, for Scrappy to disrespect his current woman with. You get what I'm saying? Like she was always there kind of like encouraging that side chick to be there for Scrappy. And I feel like because Mama D does not want him to be in a healthy relationship. Because if he's in a healthy relationship, then he might really start pushing her away or needing her, telling her, making her become correct. You know what I mean? Like she's just always there. Whoever would be able to put a wrench in whatever situation he had going on, she's for them. You get what I'm saying? So she was there with Shay, like, oh yeah, Shay, he needs you, you the woman he need, blah, 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 because that's the nemesis to Erica, right? Then when Bambi came along, I remember her and Bambi was kind of cool. Her and Bambi, why? Because she was against Erica. And the thing about Erica was, Erica, I remember I saw myself so much in Erica because I remember when Erica went to Mama D's house one time and they was talking about something and I think they had some kind of disagreement. Erica was just there like, look, you are my child's grandmother. I'm going to respect you in that much, but this stuff ain't going to fly with me. We need to get along. You know, this is what I'll tolerate. This is what I want, but I still got love for you. And I remember, I'm like, that's exactly how I used to be. Like, look, I don't got time for the dumb stuff. We could work together or we could stay away from each other, but I'm not going to be arguing back and forth with you. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And I remember it was so similar to interactions I had with, you know, my child's people, because it was like they had the conversation. Mama D was just kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, you right, blah, blah, blah. But then she automatically jumped into talking some crazy mess. Not like bad crazy mess, but just like it was some random, inappropriate, not any of Erica's business stuff. And I remember Erica, it was just, I resonated with this so much because I've been in that position before where you just sit, when you sitting with a crazy person and it's just like, you are crazy as a bed bug. But you just kind of like, okay, Mama D. All right, you know what I mean? It's like, they crazy, but they're kind of lovable in a sense. When they're not trying to get you, you're just kind of like, this woman crazy. You know what I mean? And I Erica was not with the fuck. Yeah, she wasn't. These people are weird. They're very weird. But like I say, I remember those dynamics of like, oh my God, I had a child with crazy blood. You know what I mean? Like something is wrong over here. But so Erica and Scrappy finally in. Mama D, hey Scorpio Bell. Mama D has an emotionally instant. Yes. And any time she sees him getting into a situation where he may rise up and become a man, like a man in his own right, that's not dependent on her in any kind of way or whatever, she does whatever she can to enable his childish stuff and to mess up their dynamic so that they can't come together and do whatever needs to be done. So Erica got Erica out of there. Bambi was in there, but now Bambi's in there. Bambi's in there, and Bambi put her feet down like, yes, this is my man. I am the wife. You know, mind you, like, who was it that said? Bambi had just been over there, you know, simmering with Benzino and Kirk in the hot tub or whatever. But somehow she made it to Atlanta. Somehow she made it over to Scrappy. And they met up and they got together and it was fine. And I feel like with Bambi, her whole thing was, I am wife material. You were just a baby mom. You're not on my level. You know what I mean? Like, I am to him what you could never be to him. You just don't understand. You know, and she was always had this air of superiority about her where it was just like, girl, you don't see what's going on with him. You don't see what's going on with his mother. You really think that they're going to treat you differently? That's what you think, huh? And so now we wind up here and it's like, and he still left her too. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to that makes me want to play it a little bit differently. So now I'm going to play where Bambi and Scrappy are arguing amongst each other, right? Because this plays into that. Like, you thought that you were going to come and do whatever, and you were going to be the queen, and nothing was going to happen to you that happened to them other people because you're different. You know, you've got it going on. You're wife material. And so now this is weird. Yes, his mom used to be a pimp. Like, you don't see that? Because there's certain people now that are getting big in this space. And I'm looking like, y'all don't feel that energy? You don't feel them vibes? Oh. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, all right. There's so many things. I'm going to share this. This is, can I speed? I'm going to speed it up. So hopefully it will not, get me.
Like, you do nothing at all. If you hear how you talk, you do absolutely nothing. There's nothing to apologize. It's nothing you never did. You can't. No, you don't. No, even when something happens, I don't even say everything.
You bring people into this marriage.
You do too.
You were just in a person's DM that you used to date, talking about I'm a person and all this. Why are you still attempting to be with me if I'm so horrible? Why?
The same with you.
Well, I'm not.
Why were you trying to still be with me if I was so?
Well, I didn't know you were that horrible. I didn't know
you didn't know I was that horrible.
That I was jealous and all this type of in their DMs. I didn't know you were doing that. When I'm sitting there looking at my husband's phone, seeing him frolicking on Millennium Sword, then I understand why you started acting how you was acting.
The text messages between Scrap and Diamond, they were, setting up link ups. Like, after the shows, they were like, I'm in room 258. Are you coming to my room? This is a different type of betrayal here.
You trying to make me look bad? Go ahead. That won't work.
This is projected. You projected.
You sabotage. You trying to sabotage.
You sabotage your career. You can't even go do what you gotta do and come home.
You don't want me to do.
I want you to do amazing. Why would I want you to fail? Why would I want you to fail? Why would I want you to fail? I want my kids to have an amazing father. Well.
So yeah, we go from her just kind of like, because it was like no matter what happened, Erica had any kind of problem, Bambi was right there. Exactly. He did the same thing to everything. And that's what pisses me off about the situation. Everything that she is going through right now was the same stuff that she was always getting into arguments, almost ready to fight with Erica about, saying was happening with her. He wasn't doing for Imani. He wasn't showing up. He wasn't helping, all this other stuff. And she's just like, And now here you are. Oh, he's not paying for the rent. He's not helping with the me and my kids are about to be homeless. This and that and the other. Blah, 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 blah. This is the retake of my life. It's all the same shit. It's all the same stuff. Like, what? If anything, you should have had a contingency plan, because he's hitting all the beats. She thought since he exactly, and that's the thing. Is like it's that belief of just like, oh, and the men perpetuate that is because you're getting treated this way because you weren't wife material. You're getting treated this way because he didn't see you as a wife. She the wife. She the wife. 3 kids in. 3 kids in. And she came in with no children. And like I said, being that this is Level Up Single Mama, we always try to talk about, I do have stuff after we get through all of this that I want to highlight about how you can spot this stuff, like stuff we can learn from all of this or whatever, not just talking shit about people or whatever. But this is all the same stuff that happened to Erica. None of what you are going through is unique to you. None of what you are with this particular person, because you can say, oh, this happens to other people. None of this with this particular person is unique to you. If anything, you need to be reaching out to Erica, apologizing, and asking her how she did it. For real, for real. For real, for real. If she'll have you. If you know what I mean. It says she thought she was starring in a different movie, but surprise, it's the sequel. Okay? The daggone sequel. He's back. Doing the same old stuff. So like that. So that's where they're at now in their relationship. So now I want to go to just like her friend Erica. This is what she does. This is what she does when she's out in public. And stuff that has nothing to, these are not her events. These are not her events. These are not people that she actually knows. You know what I mean? Like this is her taking her stuff into other people's domain because she's feeling a type. I'm gonna speed it up also. I'll put it on 1.5 again because I'm trying hard not to get flagged for copyright.
Chaotic. I'm just getting more and more annoyed, and his presence is really aggravating me. And this is the person that Scrappy is choosing to hang out with.
All right. Do you have kids? You married? Oh, okay. Because I saw you on Instagram today, like standing next to Scrap, like encouraging his bull. You don't know me, but that was like some bull for real. Like this man got a whole family and everything, and like you, like no, I didn't know you really were. You were. Sometimes it's like okay to just not say anything because like as adults and humans, like you never really know like what's really like going on. And when I saw that, that was like really my first impression of you.
I wasn't trying. I was just like me supporting the bro.
Why wouldn't you support a bro's family?
Wait a minute. I'm not encouraging him to leave his family.
I'm just saying, like, as like another black man, we supposed to hold each other accountable and not just like, oh yeah, he's out here. Like out here for what?
So I apologize. If you take it like that, I didn't mean it like that. So I allowed Baby to release all her pain and all her stress on me because I know that she's hurt and I know that she needs to let it out. I know that Scrappy is hurting. I know that this is a very, very, very extreme situation for the both of them.
Looking at Chaotic.
Who the hell do she think she is? Who the hell do she think she is to him? Is my question. Why are you in this man's face? She kind of right, but argue with Scrappy. Listen, argue with Scrappy. So she's not right. Why are you talking to him? Why are you talking to him? And he's standing there with the 2 plates. Like, now, mind you, I want to be clear. Early on in the season, when I saw him and the stuff he was saying, Chaotic, I'm talking about, and I saw him and the stuff he was saying and everything, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I wouldn't want him around me. He's annoying as hell. However, at the end of the day, main character syndrome. At the end of the day, why are you expecting other people to uphold the vows of your marriage when your husband isn't even upholding you cannot keep putting this on everybody else. If you're choosing to stay, then that's on your shoulders. That's not on everybody else's shoulders. Because at the end of the day, you see what you're working with. And if you want to continue to work with that, that is your choice. But it's not up to everybody else to make your choice pay off. That man is who he is. That man is who he's been since before you. Chaotic is not going to change him. Your pussy didn't change him. None of what you brought to the table changed him. So why does he have to sit here and, oh, yeah, you got to do this? No. Either leave him or enjoy him. Those are your options. Leave him or enjoy him the way he is. But you can't be looking at everybody else. And mind you, that wasn't a Scrappy Bambi production. That was Kirk and Rashida doing a tasting for their lounge or their restaurant or whatever. Like they're going to reopen it with a different theme or whatever. So you at somebody else's stuff confront. You don't know that man. You didn't know what he was going to say to you. You didn't know if he was going to cuss you out. Because what if he had said to her what I said just now? Then what? It would have escalated. It says, Scrappy knows his mom is toxic, but he wants to keep their trauma bond therapy as needed. I mean, here's the thing. And I'm not saying, because I don't talk to my mother. So it's not a thing where I'm just like, oh, you got to respect your mom over everything. That's not what I'm saying. But for some people, mommy is important. You know what I mean? Mommy is important. The position of mommy is important enough for them to feel like they're not going to sever ties. For some people. She said, yeah, I was blown away at his compassion. Yeah, exactly. What I had seen of him from, I don't know if it was compassion or as much. Like, he's not, he's kind of a, you know what I mean? Like, he's not, what is the word? He's kind of a wimp in a certain sense. Like, he talk a lot of shit, but he's not about anything. You know what I mean? But in that moment, like, he could have been not as nice. You know what I mean? His wimpiness could have showed up in different ways. You get what I'm saying? But it's not so much to me the thing that I wanted to see him treat her badly. It's the thing of you walking into these situations thinking that you have a position that you don't have. You walking into these situations thinking that you are in a position with these people that you are not. Because if your own husband isn't even, why should this person? There's a difference between general, reasonable respect from one human being to another and preferential treatment. You're looking for preferential treatment. This man does not know you. This man does not love you. He don't hate you, but he's not attached to you in any way that would make him have to change his, his drives and his way of being to make sure that you are centered in every interaction that he is having. You get what I'm saying? Like, no. Oh no, I just know him from the show and from like at the point in the season where that happened, you had already seen enough of him to see what type of person he is, and he's just not nobody that I feel like anybody should take seriously on any level. Like, he might be okay as far as music and business is concerned, I wouldn't know, but his personality wise, like, he's not somebody that I would keep time with in any capacity because he just seemed like he would get on my nerves. Generally, you know what I mean? He doesn't seem like a person of integrity or even that interesting, to be honest. It says, what I've learned is that very few men will hold their boys accountable. Most like will turn to a blind eye and will not get involved. And I would say in the case of just generally, hold him accountable to what in this particular instance? Because all he said was, we're healing or whatever, like he made a joke, and yes, he was making a joke about it, but in that particular moment, like what she was talking about, she didn't even, let's put it this way, she never saw what he was actually doing that would have been like kind of fucked up, like he was kind of in a space where he's like, oh, you want to mess with somebody, go ahead and mess with somebody, but she never saw any of that. All she saw was him just kind of making an offhand joke about his situation while they were talking there. So you're mad at him for making light of the situation. But at the end of the day, like, again, that's his friend. That's your husband. Your husband laughed at the joke with him. You get what I'm saying? You can't expect him to be more invested in this marriage than your husband. That's just crazy. That's just dumb. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of energy. You're really just lashing out at him because you can't get to Scrappy. For real, for real. It said, from the bit I've seen, Chaotic seems like a messy guy. Yes, he is a messy gossip. And the thing is, because like I said, Mama D implanted that lie. It was him on the right side of her and the girl on the left side of her. She told them both at the same time. By the time it got to that girl went and told Erica Banks. They all wound up at South by Southwest Festival, and Erica Banks spoke it in front of Erica Mena while Chaotic was there. And the way Chaotic made it seem was that Mama D told his friend, the girl, and then the girl told, then the girl did tell Erica, but he basically, the more the word got around, eventually he kind of removed himself completely from the table when she first dropped the information, is what I'm saying. So he didn't really own the fact that to his credit, he did not spread the rumor. The other girl spread the rumor. But even knowing that you weren't the one that spread the rumor, you didn't do anything by sitting at the table with Mom. You get what I'm saying? Like, but you so sneaky that you tried to remove yourself from the table when the only reason that girl who was your friend was at the table with Mama D to even hear that was because you brought her over there. Which again, you didn't do anything wrong, is what I'm saying. Like, he didn't do anything wrong, but the way he was moving, like, was just weird. Chaotic is not Scrappy's daddy nor hand. Exactly. Scrappy doesn't listen to his own father. Scrappy daddy told him to get his life together and stop letting Mama D run his. That's what I'm saying. Like, you want him to come and be your fairy godfather or something to fix your situation. Again, either leave him or enjoy him as he is. That's your only options. Nobody else has anything to do with it. Nobody else has anything to do with it. But both her, and that's why I wanted to point out, like, her outburst, and you saw Erica, both of them feel like everybody is supposed to be walking on eggshells to make sure that they feel centered and validated in whatever it is they're feeling like harping on in that particular moment. Everybody got their own stuff going on. Like, y'all all on the show because y'all all got some kind of drama going. Everybody's not worried about y'all and y'all marriages. Hello, Themis. We're talking about what's it called? Reality TV right now. Everybody's not going to center your marriages. So nobody care about y'all crying. Don't nobody care about y'all talking about, oh, you're encouraging him. None of them need encouragement. They do what they want to do. They're grown ass fucking men. So why are you in people's face? And so that's the trauma bond that her and Erica Mena are engaging in with each other, of just, oh, everybody's just victimized, helping these men victimize us, and nobody's listening to my pain, and I have just suffered so much. I'm a mother. Like, can't do it. Themis says, hey to hey, Haji, 2 L's, everybody. Kenny. He's greeting everyone. So now, what did I want to do? I have something else. Other things. So now I wanted to give y'all that background of what's going on with them too. Now, a couple months ago, like after Spice had got herself together, she was all sold up and okay. This was before the season dropped though, or maybe like right around when the season first dropped. But I feel like it was even before this, like well before the season dropped. Spice, okay, was not having any of Erica Mena because Erica Mena was, going around doing the thing. And the thing is, I'm not going to show that clip, but basically Spice and Safari are cool. Because I guess both being Jamaican or whatever, they bond. I don't know if they knew each other before the show or whatever, but they're both Jamaican, so they bond. And Erica Mena was just like talking mess about Spice or whatever, because her, like, basically anybody who likes Safari, anybody who views Safari as a viable person, human being that's not a villain or a scoundrel, is on Erica Mena's shit list. She wants to just drag you and end you because how dare you not what's that called? Not expel. What is that word called when they are? What's it called when you send somebody away and they can't come? They can't be a part. Exile him. How dare you not exile him socially and everything like that? Did she call her a monkey? Probably. I don't know. I just remember they were, because like I said, I wasn't watching. I was just seeing different things on social media. But I remember seeing this drag, and we gonna watch it. Exile, yes. You, how dare you not exile? Banish. That's another. Yes, cinnamons. How dare you not treat him the way I'm feeling about him? I don't have to know you. We don't have to know each other. But how dare you not, again, center my experience and my things that I'm going through, stranger, in your interactions with this person. So ostracized and banned. Yes, look at us. Education. Okay. Sometimes I just have brain farts. Like I know these words, but it just a lot be going on. So yeah, we're gonna watch this drag. Oh.
That is spreading a rumor upon me and say something is what is not. So let me just get this off on my chest and say this real quick, because me sitting at the blogs where they talk about say, me I pick up the Safari, me not pick up the Safari, me I call a spade, and me I talk the truth and speak it for what it is. Because me sit down to have a conversation with you, but you couldn't have the conversation with me because you never want to listen to the truth and the things that I have to tell you in your face, because me no fake like your friend them. Well, listen to you cry every day and I talk about, oh, Safari doing this to me, Safari doing that to me, bitch. Do what we a single mother too. And you alone, guess what? There's 7 billion people in the world and you're not the first one who are divorced. Like me tell you in your face. You're not the first woman who ever get divorced and you're not going to be the last. So what the problem? Let me make sure I find a car now. Sorry. I love you too, baby. Sure, real quick because I'm on live, okay? I love you too. Let me make sure I clear this up, because me here when I talk about, 1 second. I love you, okay? Sorry, let me find a car at the airport and hide. And talk about this real quick. Yeah. Oh my God. Real quick, let me All right, I love you. Yeah, me have to take time to talk, because as the people them hear me more, them find me in the corner. I see some people, let me make sure I take a deep breath, because I don't know me stay already. I see the media talk about say, oh, this is the storyline. I not do storyline. I not do fake story. Anything will come out of my mouth, any story when I do, any scene when I go to, it's 100% real. Come, I have no time for the fakeness. I not like fake people. Just, so let me just explain something to you. Erica, you're fake as fuck. You sit down in front of my face and I laugh and I talk about, oh, I love you so much. I was praying for you. And when you was dying, bitch, when I was dying and Safari was crying, you was acting ballistic in the house. Why are you crying for this bitch? Why are you crying for her? You wasn't crying for me. Like, what's the comparison? Whatever you have going on in your house, not have nothing to do with me, Erica. Whatever Safari is doing to you, don't have nothing to do with me. So when you compare yourself, what's this jealousy over me? What's this jealousy? Oh, Safari like me. Me and not just friend. Me not fucking baby. Baby, I promise you 100% and $1 million. Me love looking me not gone bed. Me not fuck Safari.
Ooh, I'm gonna let it breathe a little bit, because she was going in and she was just going in, okay? But like, even just what she said, you're not the first person to ever go through a divorce. You're not the first person to go through this. That's number one. Number two is like, I'm literally dying. Like, I'm having a health crisis. I am splayed open, like a vivisection on somebody's table. And you mad at him for showing me some kind of talk about, why you crying for her? You're not crying for me. Like, yo, like everything she said was just straight facts. I'm gonna mute myself again. She started to speak too fast for me, and I was supposed to. Well, I do have it on. I sped it up a little bit because it's like 12 minutes or whatever. But I mean, let me know if you can't understand anything. Can you understand, for the most part, what's happening? Because I'm not nowhere near Jamaican, but I was able to catch what was important, I feel like. So just let me know if you can't, if it's just really hard to understand.
Me nah fucking baby. You have to get it in your head because you play victim. Everywhere you go, you scream down the place. I invited to my gala and I invited you in Miami. You come, hi baby. Me just have to try finish the live before the flight. Lord Jesus. Me know I'm a vice here. That's why I never want to go live till me reach the hotel. But me just want to get this off of my chest real quick.
Hey, thank you. Say hello to my
You're
mom.
welcome. Love you.
Mom, I love you so much.
Oh,
Congrats.
yeah.
I love you.
Oh, thank you. Mind you leave your phone.
So excited.
No, I know. Don't worry. Me go talk lower. No, but I tell about this I'm down here. Yeah, what me they know? So, me just even remember which part me there. Erica, you're fake as fuck. You couldn't sit down and have a conversation with me. You know why? Because you know, say, I'm not the 1, 2, nor the 3. I'm gonna look on you and I can do it and tell you in front of your face. I'm not fake like you. All of the shit them what you do behind my back, I heard. Me hear about it. Them come back to me and them tell me. Me know say you're fake. So when me see you, oh Spice, I love you so much, and me just hi and cut and go through, it's for a reason. It's because me know say you're fake. Me hear all of the shit where you talk about me. You come on my gala, you scream down the place and talk about Safari and Ray. Oh my God. And you're Safari divorced 1 year now. And you still a fuck him, and that's the problem. And because me tell you say you still a fuck Safari, because you tell me say, oh, me talk about this faggot. On become fuck up to last month, him still a fuck you. You and him still a fuck. So what the problem? I don't understand. You're vexed with me because me and Amara a friend, and because I go to Miami and I talk to Amara. Amara was my friend before she got there with Safari. Hi, Jesus Christ. Me not go down the live. I better me hang up. It's okay. Go ahead, real quick.
I love you. Thank you so much.
I love you too, okay? Which part me there again now? Yeah. Okay, no, me have to stop with the best of them anyway, me see them. Amara was my friend before she and Safari start dates. It have nothing to do with me, baby. Me don't have no control over Safari dick. So you have me up and you hate me because me and Amara was friend. But remember you and Nikki Baby was friend and you go fuck Safari when you and Nikki Baby was friend and he was with Nikki Baby. Remember you and Estelita was friend and you know say Estelita and Safari did a fuck and you still go fuck him same way and then you run down the aisle. So you feel like so when you did married him, you ever change. Now you're ball and scream down the place and I talk about, oh my God,
I love how she says scream down the place. But it's giving Kardashians. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you move this way, and now you feel like somebody else moved that same way. And oh my God, how could you? You know, like it. She said, "This bring back memories." I love a good old fashioned Jamaican drink. What is that at? That better not be at me. That better not be at me. No, but she is, oh, maybe it was at what I said about the Kardashians, but like you do all this stuff. You have been walking around and just tearing everything up, being a horrible person this whole time, doing all of this stuff, and now all of a sudden, oh my God, look, how is this? Could this happen to me? What is he doing this to me? Oh my God. Like, it's just so dramatic. And every single thing comes back to this. Every single interaction everybody is having, whether it's with Safari or not, is about this. And she was, I'm going to shut up now and let her continue to drink.
You know, I'm a single mother too. And guess what, baby? I've been doing it for 14 years. So me and you talk and you couldn't talk to me because me ask you, where's your son? You scream down the place for this, for 2 children. You need to have the energy for this tree, a tree you have. So you're vexed because me say your oldest son not like you? Because you drop him off and him a 5. And I know you not go back and pick him up. Bitch, let me tell you something. Don't play with me. I'm not the 1, 2, nor the 3. Erica, you started something with the wrong person. My people.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical product.
I can't tell you. I tell myself, say, I now go back to my old life. I'm my old self. But you are going to make me go back to my old life. I'm my old self. Because I get a new life, I'm going to tell myself, say, I will never be like this again. But you make me go back to my old life. Because you see, one thing with me, I don't know if it's done, you know. I don't know if it's done. You start up something where you're going to regret, say you start it up, you know. Because guess what? You see, when we're going to the scene earlier, and you flip over the table, you flip it over because you never want me to talk. Because you try silence me. Because you know, say, out of everybody can love and if I franchise me, one of them, I don't hold my mouth. I never talk the truth. I never speak the facts to your face. I not have to stay like you and do it behind my back. Because that's what you do. You talk shit about me behind my back, and when you see me in my face, you want to laugh and act like you're your friend. Bitch, you're fake as fuck. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. I'm never tell you the truth to your face. I'm not care. Because I'm not look nothing from you. I'm not look nothing from love and hip hop. Me's a real fucking artist. Outside of the show, on camera and off camera. Hi, baby. Sure. Hi, baby. I love you.
Thank you.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Mwah. Big up yourself. Sorry, me there with my loud mouth in at the airport and everybody hear me. Yeah. So I don't want people to say I'm picking up for Safari because it has nothing to do with me picking up for Safari. I am just speaking facts to the face, something where some people can't do. And that cause the fiction, and that's the problem because some girl fake and them don't want me tell them the truth to them face. Erica, go look for your gynecologist. Go look for your gynecologist. Infection and name you out. Your pussy is full of syphilis. You have lymphogranuloma vulgaris. Girl, don't play with me. Go get some canistin. Don't play with me, Erica. I'm not stay on this too long either. I just want to talk my mind and tell Erica, say, remember me tell you, every time I see you, you better be prepared for flip over the table because me's not the one to play with. I'm not the fake story and I'm not the fakeness. Everything about me is 100% real. 100%. And you're going to do this forget storyline, but remember me tell you, say, the wrong story you pick up, baby. And the wrong story you want. You never want that story. You should have never pick up that story. You see Bambi of the season? This season, leave her with it. Don't try flipping the script. You hear me tell you? Better you leave her with it and call it a day. Because you need some canistin. I don't know you come act like say. But this not have nothing to do with. I don't care about for business about Safari. I don't care about what you want him have going on or where you go through. And I don't want nobody come say, I pick up for Safari. No, I have my own issues and my own problem. I'm nearly dead. I still have my issues and my problem I deal with. You walk a play victim here in the senior ball. Oh, me single mother, bitch, I'm 1-2. I am 1-2. 14 years. And guess what? I pick up myself and do what I have to do. And you have to do the same. That me never sit down and tell you, now, Erica, pick your pussy up off of the ground. Catch a break. Let me breathe. Jesus Christ. Ooh. Erica, pick up your pussy off of the ground and keep it moving. It's not the end of the road, baby. It's not the end of life. We all, people married and them get divorced. People do.
I would just let us breathe a little bit. I would just let us breathe a little bit. Okay? Because she was not letting up. Okay? And the thing, like I said, I think I mentioned it earlier before. You have another child. I've never heard her, like she has used the single mother card for sympathy before, like in previous seasons or whatever like that. But it was really just kind of like an offhand, offshoot thing. She didn't drag it. You know what I mean? And her child has to be at least 13 at this point, I would think. At least maybe a tween or teen by now. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like, why have we never had this impassioned soul of a mother thing going on with you? But now it's like, and I said to myself, you know, because I'm like Sansa, I'll play a little game and figure out like what are people's drives for doing certain things, right? And my thing was just like, maybe Safari, because her and Safari are both on the show, like maybe the other father didn't want the child involved in all of this. It's possible. You know what I mean? Maybe the child themselves was just not acclimated to that type of thing. Who knows? It's a lot of reasons why she may have chosen not to show the child or whatever, right? However, again, just mother, I'm on my way to do this for my child. I'm on my way to do that for my child. I'm packing up a care package for my child. Just something about my child. You get what I'm saying? Something about your child being a part of your life. But now it's just, I'm a mother and I'm struggling and I'm this and that. And I know for me as a child, seeing you just do all of this over your other child. Now, mind you, there may be a lot that she does for that other child that we don't see, right? But even the way she was harping on how Safari had given those watches, which it was egregious, but had given those watches to Amara's twins on their birthday. And she's like, oh, he didn't do this, that, and the other for the kids. Of course, he says, oh, you know, nobody knows what I do for my kids. I just don't do it all for show, which could be true. But still, they're babies right now. So whatever you're doing for them, they really couldn't care less anyway. But when they get older, they just may ask themselves, now, why was my dad on camera doing all this pomp and circumstance for this other woman's children? And my mom is over here. Like, I just wouldn't let that happen. Being that y'all are in the same franchise, y'all in the show, I wouldn't let nobody catch me slipping like that. I'm just saying, me personally. You know what I mean? Again, not for people, not for the public, But for the children's sake, I wouldn't let them catch me something like that. But I'm saying what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Equally yoked. Just like I said before, equally yoked with the bullshit. It says, oh, what she say? She uses it when she tries to get advantage or something like that. When she was messing with Rich Dollar, she would use that line. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was always I would hear her talk about it, but it was just kind of like you could tell that she was using it strategically. You know what I mean? Now it's like your whole identity is this victim of this man with these children. He has victimized you through these children. And it's just like, that's really sad. Like, their whole lives, the whole first parts of their lives, hopefully you get out of it at some point in the near future. But to this point in their lives, it's all been they are your trash. What she say in what was that, Medea's family reunion? I am not your tragedy. You know, like, they're your tragedy. That's the way you're acting. And God only knows how dramatic she is. Like, when they're home, oh, I'm sorry your daddy didn't do. You know, like, God helped them kids. Between her and him.
But the relationship then break up. Me break up with my relationship. I'm not dead. I'm breathing. Look at me. I'm alive. It's okay. You can get over it. It's fine. People divorce all the time. What the fuck you play a victim and act like you want me to take it up on my head? Bitch, me not take it up on my head. Safari fuck Amara or them there with Amara or me no know him want Amara. Not my problem. What that have to do with me? What that have to do with me? Your vex I come talk about. Don't talk about my son. Don't talk about my son. Yes, we're gonna talk about it. Since you say you're a single mother, me I tell you say me a single mother for 14 years, and you're gonna say, oh, but I'm a single mother for how much years? I don't know how old your son is. So I say, where is he? Because I'm not like you. Where your son? Where your oldest son? Because you act like a 2 kids. You have the same energy where you have for your 2 kids. You need to have the same energy for 3. So we are asking the question and we wait for the answer. Where is your oldest son? Why you not have the same energy for your 3rd child? What? That me I ask you. You come talk. Like say you think I'm afraid to tell it to your face. So what to you? Bitch, you think I'm afraid that you're not do blood clot story. Like me not do fake story. So it's on for me. So me still gonna talk to you come turn over blood clot table because you want to have a one-up. You want to have storyline. You want to feel like you're big. Bitch. Oi, go. Oi, go. You can't talk in my face. Come talking in my face. Let me hear what your office say. Talking in my face. Can't know no secret about me. If you want my gynecologist number, you can get it. Since as you come like your itch, right? Can it still sell over the counter? Fuck wrong with you? You come talk. The what a woman left with. Everybody, people get burned all the time. Wake up and taste the blood clot coffee. It's not the end of the day. You walk a ball down the place and come on my fucking gala ball and I screaming at the hallway and I come talk about safari. Like every day somebody want to talk about safari. Every day safari, this. I don't give a fuck about safari dick. When you did that fuck your friend, man, you never did that think about him dick. Bitch, fucking play with me. Calm down in the people in the airport. So when I stop talking about me, I pick up for safari because it's not about picking up for safari. It's about speaking facts and call a spade and talking the truth the same way all me see it. I'm done talk my truth already, bitch. You're not the first woman. You're not gonna be the last, bitch. And I can tell it to your face and me ask you and me say, where your oldest son there? Where I'm there? Where I'm there? And that me ask you, where I'm there? Hi, Mary. I love you. Oh, I didn't say it's okay. It's okay. That me say. It's okay. Oh, hi, bestie. Big up your nice skin. Feel spice loves you like that. Okay. Okay. Y'all better fucking with her. Don't play with her. Okay. Thank you, boo. I love you. Yeah. So nobody feel like I'm afraid of you, bitch. You have to talk to me in my face. You flip over the table and blood clot because you know say security depends on sex. You feel like security got guard you for the rest of your life. Where you feel like say? You have to flip over table for the rest of your life, bitch. Because anyone me say you better get ready for flip table. You come talk about. You feel like some do fakeness, me do fake story, a real story me deal with, and this is my real life. So if you feel like say this is for TV, this is not for TV. My body in a real life, I'm gonna kick up your blood clot and want me see a bitch.
So okay, that was that. But I wanted to show that because I just felt like that summed it all up. Like, you doing all of this, yes, you went through something. It was bad. It was traumatic. Like I said, it's not that I cannot empathize with her because we saw the love bombing stage. We saw why she would get involved with him. I would even argue to say it's more understandable with her than with anyone else because we saw the full love bombing stage. You get what I'm saying? It was opulent. It was a lot. You know what I mean? I think most women would have been, at the very least, you know, flattered at the level of grandiosity that he was putting forth for her. You get what I'm saying? So like, no, I don't blame you as a woman for getting involved with him. I don't even blame you as a woman for feeling like, oh, you know, I can trust this guy. This will be a good thing. And I'm saying, not because I'm like, oh yes, it was an obvious choice and it was the best choice in the world to make or whatever, but I can understand you making that choice is what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can understand her making that choice. So I think I did all of this stuff. I'm just trying to clean up. Hello, don't do that. I'm trying to clean up all this other stuff so I can clear out like what we're doing. Okay, so I think I did all of this stuff and we're going to get into the next round of things in a second. But yeah, like, you're not the only woman in the world that's ever going through this stuff. And furthermore, like, you already have a child, and there's just a lot of, if you're spending so much energy and you are so spent and drained and everything, about what is your oldest son getting of you is the question. What is your oldest son getting of you? And now I got to do a shameless plug for my book, because originally, like, my book, which is Level Up Single Mom, The Single Mother's Guide to Reclaiming Her Dignity. Let me see. Do I have a video file on here that I could share? Sorry, no. Here I go. Sorry, no. Originally, like, my book was called How to Get Over Your Child's Father. Why? Because, like, it was the same book. The inside did not change. But I had chosen that title because I recognized that for a lot of women, all of the myriad of things that is very expansive and goes so far beyond the relationship with the father that is discussed in the book. In the mother's mind, the father is the problem. In the mother's mind, he did Erica Mena. What's their child name? Bambi. Amina Butterfly. Tara Wallace. Who else? Who else are we dealing with? April Jones. We talk about, you know, what's it? Khloe Kardashian. Okay. Summer Walker, any celebrity that you can think of that is like going through it and seemingly so fixated on the father of the child, and they're just going through all of this drama. This was a book for those types of situations. It was a book for, just don't get me started on Tara, but for real, it was a book for women who believe that they are fated to be with these men, and that don't realize that in the midst of you putting all this energy into this narrative about this man, that your children are off somewhere in the periphery fighting for their lives. You know, because all of you are floundering in this type of dynamic. You are not doing well. You are not at your best. You are not firing on all cylinders. So there's no way that you can be really handling all the things that you need to be handling. And this isn't a judgment or a condemnation. We just talking here. Like, Level Up Single Mom is a place, like I said before, where you're supposed to be able to come and lay your armor down and really have these conversations that need to be had. You don't have to do this, because when you're in that energy that Erica, Mina, and all those people I mentioned are in, you're in a fight. You are armored up. You got the shield here. You've got the flaming sword here, and you're doing all of this. How are you nurturing children on a battlefield? How are you teaching children how to navigate regular, balanced, normal, emotionally stable life? All they're going to know is chaos. All they're going to know is conflict. All they're going to know is polarity. We're fighting against each other. I love you. I hate you. I love you. I hate you. Do you know that Spice was talking about her being friends with Safari or whatever. More recently, I saw a clip. I didn't feel like adding the clip because we could have been here all night for real on this, and we still got to get to Random Man in Atlanta and Morgan and Gigi stuff. But did you know that Spice, there's a clip going around of Spice talking to Safari, and Safari's explaining to her that him and Erica, amidst all of this stuff that Erica is doing and all of this hullabaloo and kerfuffle that she is, in with every single person over this man, they're still having sex with each other. Amidst all the lore that she is spreading across the land about what type of father he is and isn't, she still have, according to him, he could be lying, but tell me you don't believe it. Tell me you don't believe it's possible, because ain't nobody that's that invested to that degree. She says easy to get stuck in that space. It is very easy to get stuck in that space, because what happens, and it was very similar to a lot of people in these spaces, I'm talking about the YouTube space, people gravitate toward that energy of they're the villain. You get what somebody earlier said, with main character syndrome. If you're the main character, you're the protagonist. Protagonist needs an antagonist. What's another word for antagonist? A villain. I always say, like, it was a couple years ago, I said a prayer to myself in the midst of realizing, like, I'm ready to go to that next level of healing. I said, you know what? I want situations in my life where I can transition out of those situations, whether it be relationships, whether it be jobs, whatever it is. I want to be able to transition out of situations with people without feeling like there needs to be a villain. I want to be able to leave because I recognize it's just time to leave, and not because I stayed so long that I became a victim. I became someone I didn't want to be, or I became someone who would let somebody make me into something I don't want to be. I want to be able to recognize, I want to have that level of discernment to just say, okay, my time here has passed. It's time for me to move on with peace, with love. You know what I mean? But women just, not just women, a lot, not just women, but here is a space focused on women. We as women, we tend to like to get in that space of, he's the villain. He did this thing to me. He victimized me, and we just want to talk about it all the time. That's all we want to talk about. And then we want to commiserate with other women that had the same experience. And that's all we want to talk about. And we want to talk about how horrible they are. And we want to talk about how evil they are. And we want to talk about how malicious they are. And we want to talk about how ruthless they are. And we want to talk about how they deserve nothing but the worst things to happen to them. And we want to talk about why they never going to have nothing good. And we want to talk about, even though they seem to be having something good, that something bad is coming around. Like, we just want to keep and all that energy winds up being spent on them. When my book was called How to Get Over Your Child's Father, I had a couple people tell me, like, I don't like that it's centered on your child's father, even though it wasn't about him. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't about him, but it still was coming off like it was about him. You get what I'm saying? And it was like, it's limiting you. It's limiting your message. You know what I mean? Like, people aren't going to get the fullness of what it is that you're trying to say, because you're going to get stuck on it. Now, my mind was, but they are stuck on that. I want to draw them in. I I want to meet them where they are. You get what I'm saying? But I had to realize that like it was kind of keeping me stuck. Just the way that it was named was keeping me stuck in that mindset, because I was feeling like, okay, in order to get to, I was going to trauma bond. I was going to pull people in with a trauma bond. Like, oh, this is what happened to me. And this is what it did to me. And this is it. But I came to the understanding and realization of, no, my job is to call you higher beyond that. My job is to let you see the promised land, and then you make the choice to come there. I don't have to trick you to come here. You get what I'm saying? And what I feel like is going on with a lot of women in this space is that they're not even being called higher. They're just like, hey, you like to talk about this stuff? Sure, we can talk about it all day, every day. Let's talk about that. Okay, you want some more of that? And here I'm going to flip it and shake it up and then flip it in the pan and then serve it up to you again. And then I'm going to take what's left and I'm going to chop that up and I'm going to add a little bit more to it and I'm going to remix it. Now it's a whole new thing. Here you go. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the same stuff over and over and over again. And there is no end goal. There is no vision for the future. There is no aspiration for something beyond that space. And that's sad. You know what I mean? And not only is it sad, it's kind of sinister. It's scary. Because now we got all this stagnated energy. And be not fooled. They got their own version. So you got them in their stagnated and them being the, you got them in their stagnated energy. You got those of us in our stagnated energy. And you just got to clashing. The other night, I was watching, Pocahontas with my baby. And they were doing the savages, barely even. And they had the Native Americans were in their camp and they were lighting their fires and that smoke was rising. And then the colonizers were over in their camp and they were lighting their fires and the smoke was rising. And then you saw the smoke kind of coming together. And in the smoke was the shadows of them, you know, with their war, whatever. And they were just kind of, that's all we have. And I feel like, just like that image, I was seeing it on the TV. Sometimes I feel like I'm just standing in the middle of that film, just watching it. And it's just swirling and going on all around me. And it's just like, but I'm looking straight forward. I'm like, oh, there's a nice little grassy knoll over there. You know, like there's a nice little meadow where I can go and chill and maybe take a nap, pick a few wildflowers, have a picnic. You know what I mean? And so I want to be that guy to say, hey, does anybody else see this? You want to go? You want to go over there? This sounds like a good time, right? Like that's what I want to be for people, because this ain't it. You know what I mean? Like I said, even me just dipping my toe back into, I know I hadn't either. I love that soundtrack, but it was coming on Disney or whatever. You know, they do the nightly or weekly movies or whatever. But I want there to be like, and don't get me wrong, I always say, whatever I'm saying here that may seem like a condemnation or whatever, it's not in the sense that I'm not saying I'm better. I've been there. I've been in that space where I had to be the victim. And it's hard sometimes because the language you use. You can be victimized. And like I said, I have notes. We're going to get into it. So I will expound on some of this stuff, but this is just me just kind of segueing into the next part. You have to be ready to level up to the next level of perception, the next level of awareness, you know, the next level of readiness to receive. Because if you're not willing to see something beyond your pain, if there is nothing for you, you believe beyond the righteousness of being the victim. Because it's very telling. Rashida is not Rashida, sorry. Erica is the victim. Bambi is the victim because everybody else is supposed to recognize them as the victim and treat them accordingly, even if they do not know them or have any kind of connection to them. So with that in mind, I want to go into the next phase. We're going to talk about the situation with the girl's name is Morgan, the young lady that had the little baby with the bonnet and was telling her story. And then her child's father got wind of it and decided that he was going to set the record straight. And so we're going to get into that because, like I tend to do, I'm going to tie it all together, right? So, where are we going to start here? So, anybody who saw, I guess I'll do this. This is the back and forth of what was going on. Do I want to do that one or do I want to do that one? I think I'll do this one. I think I'll pretty much set it up the way I wanted to do it. This is still TikTok. Okay. I'm being quiet because I don't want to move out of this page and then it just starts playing. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was going to, if I would have just left that page, it would have just started playing. So, okay. So this here is a breakdown of all the baby moms that have made themselves known. This was a pretty thorough breakdown because I just kind of want to do a general overview. I'm not going to do the original video of her like explaining her situation. I'm going to assume everybody already knows who it is. If you don't, there will be other videos where you'll get more context enough to kind of be caught up. But for right now, all you need to know is that these is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 women that you can see, and then there's a blacked out space because that woman hasn't shown herself. These are all these women have children by the same man. This man, according to a lot of the women, they met him when they were younger. I feel like it's going from 1 to 6. So the ones at the top were probably around the same age as he was or closer in age. And then as you go down further, they weren't because he got older, but apparently his taste did not. And so, you know, you'll see.
This is the updated Baby Mama chart. If you are seeing my face, you are now on Random Man in Atlanta TikTok. Now, y'all, there have been quite a bit of developments within the past few hours since I posted the original chart. As you can see, the top row got rearranged. The bottom row has new people in it. There's just a lot going on, so let's get into it. So, Lord have mercy, where do we even begin? Okay, let's start with Janae. Drea Janae. That's her full name. She is currently sitting in the middle of the top row. Now, she previously stated that she was baby mama number 1. She has a son that is 8 days older than Allison's son, who was previously baby mama number 2. However, it was recently revealed by Kia, that's the lady with the red locks right there, that she has a daughter that is older than both Drea's son and Allison's son. Now, if y'all remember in the last video, I actually put her in the baby mama number 3 spot because I just didn't know where she was at on the chart, but she is baby mama number 1. She confirmed that in a TikTok she posted earlier on her page. Her TikTok handle is Kia Fitz, KIAFITZ. And what I gathered from Kia's story is that she met him when she was 17. I think she met him through a friend of a friend. She was never in a relationship with him. He just casually hooked up with her. And then Kia got pregnant with their daughter, who
I mistook for a boy in my last TikTok. So I want to correct that. I said that she had a son with him. She doesn't. She has a daughter with him, and their daughter is the oldest kid out of the bunch. And what I found interesting is that she actually said in the same video that she didn't really feel comfortable bringing her daughter around him due to his risque street lifestyle. So to review, Kia is baby mama number 1. She has a girl. We have baby mama number 2, that is Drea Janae with a son. And then we have baby mama number 3, which is Allison with a son that is 8 days younger than Drea's son. Now, let's get into this bottom row. And this lady right here is allegedly baby mama number 4. I think her TikTok and Twitter handles are the same. I think it's like Juicy Manila or something like that. People were commenting it in my previous video. I'm not going to post it here because I don't know for sure that this is her. Once again, this is all alleged. She hasn't come forward. But supposedly she is baby mama number 4. And I believe she has a daughter as well. Okay, and number 5 is still a mystery. We don't know who she is yet. She hasn't come forward. I think I have a lead on who she is, though. But once I know for sure who baby mama number 5 is, I will add her to this chart. But let's move on to baby mama number 6, aka the girlfriend that has been holding the random man in Atlanta down for the past 10 years, I believe. So first of all, look at her face. Her face is beat. The face card don't even decline by a long shot. But yeah, she's baby mama number 6. She is also the girlfriend that he currently lives with. They have a daughter together, and she has allegedly been with this dude for like 10 years. And that is a picture of him and his daughter. Apparently there's another video of him, baby mama number 6, and the daughter going on a walk together on his TikTok page. Okay, so this has been an update on the random man in Atlanta baby mama chart. As soon as I know baby mama number 5, I will post an update. And also, I just want to correct myself. Morgan has over 600,000 followers, not 600 million, but she's still doing good. Go, girl.
Okay, so as you can see, you see the material. Those are the women. Those are the baby moms. Now, as far as backstory and stuff, it appears that the ones of them that did speak up were saying that they were like between the ages of either 17 or about 2022 when they are meeting with him. He has spanned, and it spanned from him being like the same age as a person, so maybe like late teens or whatever, all the way up to him being about 28, 29-ish, according to Morgan, which was the one in the middle with the little baby with the bonnet. She is ostensibly, as far as we know, the last of the Mohicans. They are all really good looking. You know, and anybody who is familiar with this has seen the guy. Everybody is just like, how is he pulling these? Like, how is he doing it? But again, you have to be mindful of their ages. Number one, that he's getting these women. Yeah, if you listen to Morgan's story, Morgan said that she was not checking for him. He just kept pursuing her. He was very persistent. And eventually, basically, like, he wore her down, and she just went ahead and started dealing with him. Yes, very, very pretty girls, young girls. You know, I will say that I know for me, dealing with people that I was not attracted to for whatever reason, you know, whether it was I wasn't attracted to them physically, or I had a conscious understanding that I wasn't attracted to them physically, or I looked at them and I said, hey, you know, this is somebody I probably should on paper be interested in, but something is off. I'm not. Ultimately, when it boils down to it, you say, okay, if you had that clear of an understanding that you didn't like them, why would you deal with them? For me, I can say it's because of that feeling of like second guessing myself. That what's that called? Not paranoia, but just like my concern was that I did not want to be superficial. I did not want to, what's it say? You gonna miss your king. I didn't want to miss my king because I was being superficial. Yes, we're brainwashed into giving people chances. Also, I'm not gonna lie, that idea of they keep pushing women like bad boys. I feel like that is a way of confusing you out of your own intuition. Because in my mind, the logic was, I am not attracted to this person. But again, I'm looking at what they look like on paper. Paper does not account for who they are actually in the world. It doesn't really account for their character. It's just your perception of them off the rip, right? Not realizing that it might be you picking up on vibes. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of reasons, intuitive, valid reasons why you may not be attracted to someone. And when you think of the way these men use these tropes of the good guy and the bad guy, a lot of these guys that feel like they're good guys are not good guys. But in your mind, you're like, this, he looks like a good guy on paper. He looks like the kind of guy I should be wanting to deal with on paper. So maybe I'm just choosing. You get like it. You second guess yourself, especially. And it, mind you, I want to be clear. This isn't just off of first glance. Like, oh, he just tried to talk to me, and I said no, and then I immediately was like, oh no, you know what? I will talk to you. No, I'm talking about when you have somebody, you're not feeling them, but they won't let up. You get what I'm saying? It's a combination of, oh, this person must really like me. Then you start second guessing yourself. Maybe I am filtering him out because he's the one for me. You get what I'm saying? Maybe there's something wrong with me. I am messing it up. You, like I said, I can't say for certain. If you feel me, you feeling me, put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. It's this thing of you're trying to do right because you're always willing to second guess yourself. You're always willing to believe that you are flawed enough to be making the mistake. And so you work against your judgment, your intuition, and you go, oh, I'm going to go ahead and mess with this guy because not only does he look good on paper, but he seems to really, really, really like me. What's wrong with me that I don't want the guy that just is really, really, really into me? So it's not about liking the bad boy for the bad boy's sake. You don't know he's a bad boy. You think he's a good boy. And you think he's such a good boy because he likes you. Like, why would you pass up on someone that is so sold out about you? So we had a lot of all the ones. Yeah. So that's basically what it is. Like yes, you do feel that, I don't know. But again, you got all these same people that'll sit there and come to her and say, oh, you chose wrong. You chose a bad boy. Maybe she didn't. Who knows? You know, like it's not. And it seems like this particular person, like they said, he sold drugs or whatever. I don't know what she knew of his actual whereabouts or whatever before she started messing with him. But it's clear that not too long after she started messing with him, she saw how he got down. But I'm just saying, from my experience, and it appears from y'all experience or whatever, you have had that experience where your body and your spirit tells you no, girl, but your mind and your conditioning tells you that you don't know what you're talking about. Because why are you passing up on this? You know, they always say, oh, you're missing out on the ones that want you. And this person just really, really seems to want you. It says the so-called good guys, they guilt trip you for not choosing them. Exactly. And those be the experiences that you have. And you're telling people what happened to you, and they're telling you, oh, you chose the bad guy. No, the fuck I didn't. No, the fuck I didn't. Like, I didn't. It says Morgan knew better, but he was persistent and her friends pressured her. It never ends well when you have to talk yourself in. And Lord. A word. So what's the next thing? So now we're going to get into the back and forth of like what was going on with them, the kind of timeline of like what they were going through together. What the hell is going on?
So a lot of y'all have been asking for a way to watch the Random Man in a video without actually giving him a view. And don't worry, girl, I got you. I watched that man's video. So you don't have to, girl. I got you. Video one is pretty much a screenshot of a Cash App transaction that was seemingly between him and Morgan, right? Because he wanted us to believe that he sent this girl $16,000, trying to make it seem like he is financially taking care of his child, even though he physically is not there. However, my good sis Morgan came with the real receipts, and wasted no time shutting that down and pretty much told us that that man stole her Cash App card. And then every time he was using it, he was letting her know, like, about to use the card. So no, that money was not going towards the child that he left in any type of way, shape, or form. Then this man posted a screenshot of this story about when he apparently saved an elderly white woman, I guess to speak towards his character, but that don't matter because you literally left your child for dead. like what 2 + 2 is 4? Where's the correlation? What? Then he posted screenshots, which is, I'm assuming is Morgan saying like, I miss you, and things like that. However, this stuff is nothing relevant. Like this is like in June, but then also Morgan has already told us herself that she was begging that man to come back. Like she already told us, like it took her a while to realize how trash he was. Like she really was trying to like save the situation, rectify the problem. She's already told us in multiple of her videos that she was genuinely depressed behind him leaving her and their child. This is nothing new. We already knew this. Then this random man of Atlanta posted a random video of him walking down the random streets of Atlanta saying absolutely nothing. In this video, he said that he was the first to go viral before Morgan, which I don't understand what that has to do with anything. Like, 2 + 2 and this man is getting -16. Then I feel like he low-key tried to take credit for Morgan's popularity on TikTok and social media because he was like, all of her stories are about him. I mean, not really. They are about her and how she overcame the horrible, tragic things you did to her. But if you want to say that's about you, then, I mean, go ahead, King, go off. Then he low-key came for us, supporters of Morgan, and said that we're trying to like tarnish his reputation and he preaches love and we need to come up with a solution if he really cared. Why is it my job to come up with a solution for you to see your child? You and your 15, 11 kids ain't got nothing to do with me, sir. Wishing you the best. Then he posted a few text posts. This is one of them saying that if he's such a deadbeat, why was she begging him to come back? But again, I just touched on that. Morgan has already told us that she pretty much has Stockholm syndrome. Okay, sometimes you don't realize how tragic and bad a situation was, and you are really, really on the other side of that. Okay. Then he said, tell her let's do joint custody, which is, I don't even think that's even possible because y'all are in 2 separate states and your child is under the age of 1. I need this man to go touch grass and be so expeditiously for real. Then he said, this is why baby daddies get the F on. We don't like drama. Sir, you, All right. Okay. Then the last time I checked this man's page, he said it's cool when she do it. It's a problem when I do it. Real man in Atlanta is not having a good day. This man is clearly spiraling. He's probably said a lot more since the last time I checked his page. And I just want to remind y'all again, like I said in my first video, Morgan never said his name. She never told us who this man was. He willingly came into the spotlight, and now he getting mad at us, at her. All right.
Okay, so couple things, right? She's saying like the way is something very. Ever since he started coming out, and I'm going to show like one of the videos of him. I'm not going to go through all the videos. That's why I tried to get like these compilation videos where they just broke the stuff down because, you know, we've already been here. When did I start? I started at 8 o'clock. Not too bad. But the way that he, again, is always so much. That's why I say like this is like a universal experience because there's things about Erica and Bambi and all these different women, Summer Walker, all these different women. There's certain things about that I can relate to that I feel like I've been through. So when it comes to Morgan and her blowing up off of sharing her story, when I first started like promoting my book, and I've told y'all about this before, when it seemed like I wasn't even getting traction because I'm still very, very, very small. You know what I mean? Like nobody knows me. But when my stuff started coming together in a way that it started looking like it could be something or it would be something, like I started looking like official. My book is on Amazon. I've got the branding and the logo, and I'm making shorts and reel. You know, it's starting to look like it's coming together to be a legitimate thing that could grow and people may take to. I went from having, you know, a kind of support from one of my baby fathers to it becoming you're trying to get me, you're trying to embarrass me, it's about me. So there's a lot of things about what I saw in like his responses to Morgan and what she was talking about and pointing out about how he was framing it. Oh, it's about me, it's about me, it's about me. And she said, no, it's her experience. Though that's literally like the same conversations that I had to have, or I, you know, was having and going through with my daughter's father because of the belief that my trying to share my story and hopefully maybe even help somebody, save somebody from going down that path, just let people know again that this is universal, that you are not uniquely flawed for having walked that path or fell into that situation or, you know, finding yourself going through that thing, that you are not uniquely flawed in that it's actually it can happen to anybody because there's so many different factors that come into play. And so in the midst of that, like having that person say, oh, this is about me, this is about me, this is, you know, like you're fixated on me. And I'm like, no, I'm talking about my story. You just happen to be a part of my story. And yes, in some cases, a lot of cases, you look like a villain in the story. But for me, the story isn't about defeating you or vanquishing you or banishing you or anything. Like the story is about the fact that I encountered you and everything that came with you, but I'm on the other side and I'm still okay. And I can still have a good life and I can still, you know, thrive. That is the moral of my story. That is what I'm, you know, the focus of the story for me and for the other people that I'm touching with this story. So that the way she like broke it down and everything, and then him, you know, just like, oh, I want everyone to know that she's painting me a certain way. Mind you, like she said, this girl never, same with me, I never told my story in such a way where, or even conducted my business, you know, you're not going to find him through me. You get what I'm like? You're not going to find him through me because we're not connected in any way. And when I'm telling my story, I'm not telling my story in such a way that if you don't know me and you weren't around during those times to be able to know who who it was or who it could have been. You're not going to know. Because again, the story is not about him. The story is not about doing anything to him. The story is about this is what happened, and this is how I dealt with it, and this is what I learned from it, and this is where I'm hoping to go after it. You know what I mean? Like that. So wanted to kind of set the tone with that. Now we're going to, so this is him. This is going to be him talking. This is going to be him talking, you know, whatever the hell he's talking. He really don't be talking about nothing for real, like at all.
So, I see a lot of you guys are very in tune with what we have going on. It must mean you ain't got shit to do with your life, right? But a lot of you people in America, you try to point the bad finger at somebody, but don't know all the gist to it or all the facts. It's just, you know, you hear something, find something, you follow, you know, dick ride. I'm a black male who overcame a lot of shit. When Morgan met me, I was not the guy that I became today.
I'm sorry, you know, I tend to like to let the videos play or whatever. You ain't overcome either none of them 7 pussies. You didn't overcome none of that. So I don't want to hear it. And I'm a black man. Don't nobody care about you being black. Don't nobody care about you being black. And again, people are dick riding. They weren't dick riding you specifically. They did not know who you were until you brought your fat face and your non-existent neck into the picture. It was a general, what they say, random man from Atlanta. That is how she referred to you. She did not point anybody in your direction. She did not do any of that. You did that. So now people are riding your dick, but you like that. We know that you do. Your life is a testament. Your current circumstances are a testament to the fact that you like your dick rude.
Yes, I struggled raising all my different kids because I never knew how to. That don't make me less of a man. What makes me a man is providing and trying and doing different ways to provide for them. I'm in college. Have my own concrete company, stamped, licensed. My own clothing line and a little kids line for all my kids called Born Heart. You guys will see it very soon. So I'm loving the energy because I told Morgan that it would come to this, that, you know, you guys were going to come my way to find out who I was. So, yeah, you're going to say this, you're going to say that. But one thing I'm going to stand on is I'm a man. And any person.
I'm gonna scrutinize, because I always say scrutinize the man. I'm gonna scrutinize everything he's saying. You said, oh, I knew they was gonna come my way. So basically you're saying like you didn't want her to tell her story. And I always say this, I've had to say this many times in my life to the same person. I said, look, once you make the moves to do whatever it is you choose to do to me, these are literally the words I say, that becomes my story. And once it becomes my story, I get to choose when and how I tell it, if I tell it. And I don't give a damn how you feel about it. How you choose, it's on the back of my book. The legacy you live is the legacy you leave. So what you choose to do and how you choose to move in my life becomes my story. And I'm going, if it's a good enough story for whatever reason, I'm going to tell it. And I could care less how you feel about being portrayed that way. You have agency in what role you choose to play in my life. You know what I mean? And mind you, I'm not talking about the way that like Erica Mena and Bambi are just trying to make sure that people are doing things in a certain way to foster and reinforce and validate this image they have of themselves. I'm talking about just doing the best that you can to be a person of character and integrity. And what I feel like when you even all the rubber, the problem is that you feeling an itch in your ass because that tingle of shame of knowing that you were not moving in integrity. At the end of the day, like you can sit and say, it's just like the discourse about when parents are saying like, oh, I did the best I could. Did you? You know what? Like it's about having that integrity to be able to say, you know what? I did my best, but it wasn't the best and it wasn't sufficient. And just being able to say it, I recognize that it wasn't sufficient and I should not hold it to you to make me feel like it was. Because objectively, I can admit to myself that it just was not sufficient. And it's really that simple. But when you come with these airs of because he's not being aggressive. No, he's not. But it's very resentful energy of like, I didn't want her talking about, I didn't want her, ultimately I knew it was going to come down to me looking a certain way. Well, sir, here's the thing. If your ducks was in a row, it really wouldn't matter what she said. Because your ducks would be in a row. And you would either choose to show those receipts of your ducks being in a row, or you would have that option that I love a good, I ain't got to prove shit to you. I'm at peace with what's going on. That's my twist. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel, I am so grounded and rooted in my peace about the situation and my conduct and integrity that I don't even feel the need to prove anything to anybody. That's my jam. You know what I mean? And it's like, you probably would enjoy that if you knew what that felt like. I'm just saying.
Person that has multiple baby moms, that's a male, they're gonna feel me when I say this. You deal with a lot of friction with the baby moms dealing with emotions. Y'all can call it postpartum, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. I wasn't happy. And yes, I miss my daughter and I regret leaving my child every day. But that's why I bust my ass and I have a career where I can provide for all my kids.
I said I was going to scrutinize and I'm going to scrutinize and I'm crazy. I feel bad because it's like every time I unmuted, he said this and because I watched this earlier. That thing he said about, when you're dealing with multiple baby moms, you have to deal with emotions. And he's going to say something else later, and expound on that a little bit. But basically he's saying like that these baby moms are bitter. Might they be bitter? Because even the way you're talking about it, and you don't even, it's so clear that he is just completely blissfully unaware of the things that he's saying. You're talking about, oh yes, I left my child and I did it, but I'm doing this. It doesn't matter. And I don't mean it doesn't matter in that, you might as well not do anything if you're not doing it this particular way. But clearly, like, it's not sufficient, because I believe he even said something like, I called my daughter. The infant, the one in diapers, the one that's not even verbal yet, the formula sustained infant, you're calling her. What do you think that that's doing for her? How do you feel like you're contributing to her rearing in doing that? Who was that for?
kids. So a lot of you people need to just, focus on your life, not worry about Gigi. I got Gigi, I just want to know why she spent so much time lying and talking about our life instead of promoting a positive message of a strong mother. I think she is a great mother. She's going to be an awesome mother. I hate that it's so important to you guys to find out what's going on, but know the facts. She can't just be telling all the truth. Yes, I have multiple kids. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, it's difficult. I learn a new thing every day. I don't think none of you guys behind that phone or behind a computer, laptop, whatever you're on, you're no different. You have flaws. I'm pretty sure we got somebody that can tell us a shit ton about you. So I'm thankful for all the engagement because you guys are going to see.
I'm just laughing right now because I watched it earlier, but I didn't really watch it because I was so busy trying to watch things to screen for is this media I want to put in my thing. So yes, and that was a good. I'm laughing now because he's not only is he is seething, he is panini pressed because you could see that all the cells in his body are just fizzing with the energy of what he can imagine people have to say about him. He what they call little fizzle pop. He is a little fizzle pop right now. It's brewing under the sun. He looked red. You know what I mean? He looked like he turned a rosy red. You know what I mean? He is panini pressed.
See who I am. I ain't really got too much of nothing to talk about. It's fun trolling a little bit, shoot my shit back because I have receipts just like she does. And the car issue, that I left in February. I used that car probably maybe 3 weeks, and keep in mind, I was sending the money to it, so it didn't make a fuck difference. She still has my trailer there, my shirt press, a lot of my shit. And that truck she's speaking of, okay. All right. Who paid it? And the insurance. Also, her parents were helping her as well. She's very spoiled. Even when she went down and without a job, nobody wants to talk.
I want to hit on what he just said about, she's very spoiled. Well, first thing is I paid. So we're talking about past tense, the insurance. Until when? Is the insurance current? And if it is it because of you? Like you're talking about a bill. You said it was your truck. So you say you paid the insurance. If it was yours, then you should have been paying the insurance. Yes. What are we talking about? Then he says, she's very spoiled because her parents are helping. Again, my experience, I always say I'm very privileged to have the family that I've had. I'm very privileged to have been able to still be able to be safe in certain ways and know that I'm good in certain ways. Like if I'm not good on my own, that my people got me. You know what I mean? And we're not rich by any means, but there's a lot of people that do not have that. And I know this. You know what I mean? So for him to sit and say, she's very spoiled. Why? Because her family is going to make sure she's good. And your daughter is good. Because her family is not going to, leave her in issue. Now, mind you, that may speak to a certain trauma that he has. A trauma that definitely probably has contributed to his circumstances thus far. But still, there's a very nasty energy that comes from men a lot of time when they see that you are loved in a way that they have not been. You got to watch out for that. And a lot of I feel like there's something about a person. There's a certain presence and centeredness and authenticity. Not even authenticity. It's when you have been safe in a way that somebody else has not, you're present in a way that they don't know how to be present, and they see that in you, and I believe that they're drawn to that in you, but at the same time they resent it in you. Like initially it'll draw them to you because they're like, oh, there's something about her, and I, you know, it's aspirational almost. But then when they really get to living with you, they start feeling insecure because they see that you don't have the same struggles as them. You don't have the same concerns as them. You know what I mean? And instead of them being like, oh, how can I get like that? Or you know, whatever, they just start resenting you for it. And so I believe that probably contributed a lot. Like once they got down there and he wasn't doing as well as he wanted to do, but he saw that she was good and they were good. And like my family is, like I said, my family will take care of me. My family ain't taking care of no man. If you gonna have a man, or or the family's gonna help. You get what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no, well, y'all nuclear family is gonna lean on it. No. Either he got you or we got you. It is what it is. You know?
Talk about this. I paid all the bills, you know. Morgan was good to me when we were together. I will not take that from her. It got icky towards the end. And again, in my post, you're not entitled to have to stay with the parent because you and her are not working out because of the kid. And I get it. You know, y'all think Morgan's just this pretty, you know, beautiful woman, which she is, but it's plenty of them out here. And also, you can't go off the looks. You know, I like the inside about a person.
He sure the fuck do like the inside, but he said it's a lot of pretty women. The sad part is, of all people to say that is his reality. Like he can be, he's what is it called? An embarrassment of riches is what he has had. So I guess he do feel like it's a lot of it. Yes, it is. And yes, for you, sir, it tends to be. So whatever.
I'm not gonna bash Morgan to show some of the messages she said about my other kids or about, you know, me trying to be a father to all my kids. Morgan just wanted me to be a father to Gianna. And that's just not possible. So that's story time. I'm working on my body, get it back right because you guys are here now. So I actually got depressed, you know, leaving her and my kid. Nobody talks about that. They always go for the woman side, but men have a say so in depression or
Here is the thing, and I know because when I be on Themis Live and I be trying to talk about, you know, the idea that whatever the opposing side is should be able to comment about, you know, the same type of esoteric, emotional, psychic things that I talk about over here. Like they should be able to explore that and not have people attack them or whatever, as long as they're being accountable to certain things, whatever, right? But for him to say like, oh, you know, I went through a depression, you didn't go through a depression. You went back to a woman to insulate you from the stuff that you were feeling. You know what I like? You didn't really go through a depression. You might have detected some depression, but you immediately went into those coping mechanisms of finding solace in a birth canal. So you not really, you know what I mean? Like not like her. Like you left this girl stitched and seamed up again, like what's the child name? Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. You left this girl with C-section with this baby, you know, a month in to motherhood, and you want to talk about your depression. And not only did you leave her, like you left her, like I said, to go right back into a previous relationship. So no, you did not go through depression. You didn't go through a depression. No. She went through a depression. You know, she soldiered through it, and then had the nerve to say something about, oh, instead of talking about the strength of a mother or whatever, like this is exactly what it is, because she went through a depression. She went through what happened. She talked about, you know, the ways that she embarrassed herself. She talked about the embarrassing things. She didn't just make it seem like, oh, she just knew everything and she was exhausted. She did not do Erica Mina. She did not do Bambi. She did not victimize herself. She said, this is what happened. This is what went through. This is what I discovered. This was my experience. These were my feelings about that experience. You know, this is how I coped. This is how I handled it. So go all the way to hell. You know what I mean? Like, take the freeway.
Not even just depression, emotions, a lot of shit, but we don't care about that shit. Like, I'm not emotional. I don't give a fuck. I'm just more of just stating the facts. Like, you're not gonna tell me I bust my ass 13, 14 hours a day to send you some money for my kid and I'm a deadbeat. And to my other baby mothers, you know, I'm constantly working on trying to get past the emotional barrier of, you know, oh, you did it with somebody else. So somebody got to feel me here. Some women just don't want to see you do the shit that they wanted to do with you. They don't want to see you doing it with anybody else. So that's a fact.
How about, okay, yes, I will agree. I've touched on that type of thing in my book, you know, whatever. However, you're not doing anything new or different. You're not doing anything revolutionary. You're not changing anybody. You went back to live off that shit because you didn't come back with nothing, because you was upset, according to you, because you didn't have nothing there. So you did not bring anything back to her. You went from mooching off her back to mooching off that one. Is anyone married? Have you made an honest woman of anyone? So what are they?
And I'm nobody. I ain't no Chris Brown ass nigga, you know. I'm me. I'm Jaquan. So that's my feed for you guys today, and I'm done with it. You know, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up with a positive message. Keep working out, keep being focused. She took all the shots, and I'm done taking.
So you heard that bullshit. Anyway, the most important part about that was the fact that he mentioned like some stuff he left down there. One of the things he mentioned he left was a t-shirt press. So I just thought this was funny, because again, and I'm going to tie everything in after this. That's not what I want. Is that the one I wanted, or was that the one at the bottom? That might have been the one at the bottom. Oh no, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry. So no, it's not. No, it's not Jaquan. It says something about. I think it said from a random man in Atlanta, because originally that was how she was telling her story. She was just saying a random man in Atlanta got me pregnant and blah 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 blah. But again, she was not emphasizing him. She was not giving any details about who he was. She was just saying like a random man down in Atlanta was my baby father, and these are the things. This is my story, and so. He said that all that, oh yeah, and I left my person. So now, like, I just really like that energy, you know. And it's the same like with Keke Palmer, just basically like, you know, you wanna act that way. That's cool. We move on, you know, like we move on energy. So that was the last clip I had. But like I said, it wouldn't be Level Up Single Mom if I didn't give you like some of my little opinions or whatever about how you can actually level up from a situation like this, right? So I want to talk to you about like healing versus acting out. So in the beginning or earlier in the stream, we were talking about Erica Mena and Bambi, and to me that is acting out. You know what I mean? Like just, oh, the pain, it happened to me. He did it to me and you're doing it to me. And it just never ends. It is all encompassing. You know, it leaves no space for anyone or anything else. You are not able to grow, to thrive, you know, to move on, to reach for better, or to even receive better, because you are just so encompassed in this drama of being up on the cross about this thing that happened. And not even just this thing that happened, it's the person did this to me, or the people did this to me, or the entity did this to me, the man, you know what I mean, whatever. And I'm talking about the man as well as the man that may have done something to you. He like leaving unfinished business like babies. He should listen. He left a trail. He left a lot. Okay. And that just goes to show you, like, you wasn't even talking about, oh, I'm about to hustle and do all this stuff for my people. So you left all that equipment that you were running. You were just running from her. Like, you left it all. Child, yeah. So I wanted to talk about healing versus acting out. Of course, you have the example of Erica Mena and Erica Mena and Bambi. You see how that gets in the way of relationships of all kinds, friendships. It could be business relationships, just your character at all. People are looking at you and now they're kind of scrutinizing you in a way, like Erica Mena. Now it's calling into question. You're doing all of this. What's up with you and your son? So now you're not looking like the mother that you're touting yourself to be. And mind you, this is all mainly because of how you're carrying on. You get what I'm saying? So it gets in the way of the things that you actually want, because it's clear that in their minds, I'm talking about Erica Mena and Bambi, that being the penultimate mother, being the penultimate mother is high up on the list of priorities, right? Being seen that way. But you're not looking like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not looking, you're looking crazy, and you're looking like your priorities are all akimbo. It's not working out. Meanwhile, you've got all this energy for all of this meaningless stuff, all of this drama, not just within your household, not just within your relationship with your baby father, but all this drama with strangers and people that associate with your people, business thing. Like you have no idea what you're touching and messing up with this nasty energy, and what you're costing yourself, and how you're pigeonholing yourself. Nobody's taking you seriously, which ultimately that's what you want. Like, you really want people to take you seriously. You want people to listen to you. You want people to care about you. You want people to validate you and to rally around you and care for you. But you're just looking like, I don't even want to say trouble, just drama and trauma. And that's not the way to be. And again, I keep referring back to my book. I talk about in my book the different dang, I didn't bring it downstairs. I brought it with me to the place I was, but I didn't bring it downstairs. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna get my book. Don't leave me. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. I must really love y'all because I had to run all the way upstairs. No, it's not over. Whew. I had to run all the way upstairs because I thought my bag was in the living room. I'm in the basement, and it's upstairs in the bedroom. So I was saying that Erica Mena and Bambi are examples of a particular type of phenomena you see in single mothers when it comes to having gone through something like they've gone through with their baby father. This is the book, by the way, I've been referring to, Level Up, the Single Mother's Guide to Reclaiming Her Dignity. It was formerly Level Up, the Single Mother's Guide to, what was it? No, it was Level Up, How to Get Over Your Baby Father or something like that. And now it's the Single Mother's Guide to Reclaiming Her Dignity, because ultimately that is the underlying thing that you are doing by releasing that energy. So I want to talk about that energy, like what that energy is, what it looks like, how you know you're in that energy. So it says, if you're constantly at a level of 45 on a scale from 1 to 10, if you're increasingly resentful of the multitude of tasks that make up your list of daily responsibilities pertaining to your children. So talk about, oh yes, I'm the only one there and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. If you're constantly looking to the past or future and unable to sit still and quiet in the here and now and feel joyful without feeling like or fearing that it's just temporary, you're most certainly not happy. And I can guarantee that it's affecting your relationship to and with your children, even if you think you're holding it together. No matter how much you spend on extravagant clothes, toys, trips, if you do not proactively deal with the negative feelings you harbor about the harsher realities of your situation, they will manifest in the form of mood swings, risky and or overindulgent behavior, and an unhealthy to the point of obsessive need to try to control people and situations that aren't, never were, and never will be in your control. By the way, and I think I may have accidentally erased the link. Erica and let me check and see. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think I accidentally erased it. Erica and Bambi, just within the last couple hours, maybe last 12 hours or so, they've had mugshots released. They were arrested for fighting in a nightclub or whatever. So that goes to risky or overindulgent behavior and an unhealthy point to obsessive need to try to control people in situations that aren't, never were, and never will be in your control. We have all been and seen this single mother before. She can be a combination of any or all of these characteristics. Combative against anyone giving her or her children constructive criticism or warranted correction. Aggressive towards anyone and everyone, including her children, short-tempered. Permissive, allowing her children to run all over her and anyone unlucky enough to be in their vicinity, allowing men to use and abuse her or her children. Neglectful of her children by not attending to their needs in the most basic of ways, like feeding, bathing properly, clothing them, etc. Not monitoring and establishing standards for academic performance and behavior, spending all her free time with men or in the streets. Of herself, not keeping herself reasonably presentable, isolating herself and or her children unnecessarily, limiting her own options due to a sense of duty and or hopelessness. She can be overindulgent of the children by having lax or non-existent standards of behavior, flimsy boundaries or none at all, no real consequences for poor behavior, spending obscene amounts of money on material things, or overindulgent of herself by using food, alcohol, sex, drugs, social media, relationships, etc. as a stand-in for self-esteem, to numb unwanted emotions, block bad memories, compensate for unmet expectations, and replace the things they really want but don't believe they can have for whatever reason. So those are the things that I feel like would be considered acting out as opposed to healing. When it comes to Morgan on the other side, it seems to me that Morgan is demonstrating the signs, outward signs of actually being in a state of healing. Like she may have a ways to go, and that's understandable. Like she's not behind at all. But her demeanor and the way she talks about things, I'm like, man, ooh, I'm hot now. The way she talks about things, the way she talks about her situation, the way she shares what's going on, but she doesn't seem like she's on the verge of like falling out. She does not come off like she's looking to be coddled as a victim. You know, she's explaining her story. She is standing up for herself. She's not letting people like try to shame her and push her into a place of like guilt or shame about it. But at the same time, you hear what's going on. So of course you're going to feel sympathy. Those who can relate are going to relate to her. But you'll see the guy trying to do that thing where he's trying to make it seem like because she's speaking up, because she's telling a story that is not flattering on his end, that she is trying to victimize herself in the same way that Erica Mena and Bambi are, when that is not the case. So I want to talk a little bit about what healing looks like, what it is that I see in Morgan, and what you can employ if you're on a journey like this. If you're in a situation where you're realizing, oh shoot, I went through something like this with somebody like that, and now I'm here and I got to start the work of trying to get back on track to where it is I think I need to be in life or want to be, whatever. So how do you know you're healing as opposed to acting out? For one, you can laugh at yourself, unironically. You know what I mean? Like Erica Mena, you'll see her talk about her situation. She may be like, yeah, I was dumb. Yeah. You know, like she'll talk like that, but there's this level of like sarcasm in what she's saying. Like she's not saying it like, huh, yeah, you know, I did that. That's crazy. I don't even know why I did that, or I do know why I did that, but you know, it happens. And like she's let go of the weighty emotion around it. Like she still may have emotions, feelings, maybe even some trauma about it, but she's not holding on to the weight of it. She can just laugh and go, yeah, that's something that happened, and find the humor in what has happened. Why? Because she knows it's over. You get like, yes, I did that, but it's not happening right now. I don't have to do it again, so I can laugh. Okay. Another thing you can do is you don't need there to be a villain. Number one, point one, you don't need the person to be a villain to everyone. You know what I mean? Like, again, with Erica Mena and Bambi, they don't want to see anybody enjoying that man. Just like is what Fatback was saying, trying to say that was what Morgan was doing, but that's not what she's doing. Morgan has never said, hey, you need to feel this way about this guy. From what I've seen, Morgan's just saying, this is what happened. This is how it affected me. This is how I was feeling about it. That sucked or whatever. But she never straight up said, he is this, he is that, and you need to know he is this and that, and you need to believe it. Like she tells her story, she tells her experience, and she moves on. With Erica Mena and Bambi, it's you're this, when they're talking, and then when anyone else is around again, why are you giving comfort to this person? Why are you having a good time with this person? Why are you delighting in this person's presence? He did this thing to me. Why aren't you treating him the way I think you should treat him based off of that? So when you are healing, how you can know you are healing is that you can hold that person accountable. You can tell your story. You don't have to pull any punches about what that person did or the effect that it had on you, but you are not connected to what people do with that information. You get what I'm saying? Like you're not invested in how people choose to move forward with that person based off of that information. The next thing is there's room to share the experience. You're not the only person in your mind who has suffered. Again, when Erica Mena or Bambi are in the room, they just suck up all the air in the room. Everything has to become about that situation and how they are feeling and what they think needs to happen and how they think that person who most of the time is not even in, like, I don't even feel like they were in the room a lot with their respective exes, but it's always just, oh, my suffering, my story, what happened to me needs to be the focal point of you and every decision that you make moving forward. And anytime I know about you, I need to know to be able to sit in my own skin that you have avenged me and you have upheld my belief about how that person needs to be treated. So there's no room. There wasn't even room when Erica called herself confronting Scrappy about what he did to Bambi. Don't do this to me. So even that about her friend, she's supposed to be upholding, the desire that they both have for people to avenge them. It still wasn't about her. It was about Erica. So that's how you know that you are healing, that you can share your story and other people can share their stories, and you don't feel like it has to become, you have to bring it back around to you, or that you suffered more. They couldn't possibly know how you feel because, oh yes, you went through that thing. Just you. So Spice was saying, look, I'm a single mother. I got 2 kids. I'm doing my thing, because Spice when she was sick or whatever, she had her people, her parents or whatever, bring her kids because they weren't all the way sure whether she was going to make it or not. So when she just wanted to be with her kids once she was out of the woods and was able to come back home. And her kids don't live with her. They live back home with her mother. You know, so her and Erica have kind of a similar story in that they are both in entertainment industry. I don't know exactly what Erica is supposed to do, but they're both in the same industry. They both have jobs or whatever that supposedly keep them from being able to be mothers to, you know, active present mothers to their children, you know, in their faces anyway. And yet she told her story of, oh yes, I've been a single mother, these are my kids, their father's not involved or whatever, but it wasn't an emphasis on that. And she wasn't making it like, oh, pity me for that or exalt me for that or anything. It was just like, this is a part of a story, but it's minimal. What's really the story is about is my connection to my children and how much they mean to me and how glad I was to be able to come home to them and how sorry I am that I made them sad or scared that I might not have made it. Like the story was about the relationship. It wasn't about the fact that they exist and their father isn't there. And so I exist in taking care of them all by myself. That's not the emphasis. And through that, she's able to relate to people more. She's able to reach out to people more. She's able to provide kind of an aspirational aspect of it. And not just that, she draws people. You saw her, even though she was cussing people out, as soon as she was focused on the person, her whole demeanor changed. And that's what I'm talking like when I'm talking in the book, when I read those things, you're steeped in that energy that you can't switch out. When your kids need you to be that soft, loving person that she was being to strangers, you can't, because everything that you're so deep in that energy that everything is about that. So everything that you do for your child is about that. So you're doing it with resentment and you're doing it with anger. And even if you don't think you're putting it out towards your children, it's still coming out towards your children. So you're still not being the mother they deserve. Nobody benefits, right? So let me see something. I wonder if you guys are chatting. If I'm not reacting to, if you are making comments and I'm not reacting, it's because I don't see any comments. Well, hi, current. I'm trying to do stuff to see if I could like make this. If there are comments coming. I don't know. Sorry, I stopped my rant to do that. But yeah, like, so if you have room to share your experience, but also accept other people's experiences and also have lightness, you know, and welcoming energy and fun energy and kind energy and just comfortable energy. You're not, you don't have to be the only person that has suffered or the person that has suffered worse. You know what they call victim Olympics. You don't have to win the gold in the victim Olympics. Then you know you are healing versus acting out. And then the last one is you don't need to believe that everyone's experience will be your experience. So when you are telling your story or when somebody's telling you their story, yes, sometimes when people tell me things, it sounds familiar. You know, alarms go off or whatever. And I will say that sounds similar to this thing that I've experienced, right? But I also leave room for the understanding that everybody is not the person that I dealt with or the people that I've dealt with. And everybody is not me. So just because it seems similar, there are numerous, you know, infinite ways that it could differ from my experience. However, I am still going to try to give what I have to offer in the way of wisdom that I have and say, well, look, this is the stuff that I realized in the act that I didn't look out for, or I didn't recognize as whatever it wound up being. So I will give you the information I have. I will give you this data, but I'm recognizing it as data. It is not fact. It is not, you know, prophecy. You know what I mean? It may or may not be true in your case. However, I'm going to offer it to you and I will allow you the space to do whatever you feel is best to do with it. When it comes to Erica, whatever, like you saw in that clip when she was yelling at Scrappy and she was saying, oh yeah, these men, you know, and mind you, Do I do that? Yes. Do we do that? Yes. We generalize. Everybody generalizes or whatever. But in real time, when I'm talking person to person, like if we're having a general conversation, if I'm just on a live stream and I'll say general things that I know to be true or whatever, I will say that. But I also, it's implied, and I'm telling you if you didn't know before, I recognize that I could be wrong. And in a lot of cases, I want to be wrong. I do not want to be right about these things. It does not make or break me that I am not right about these things. You know what I mean? If I'm not right about it, I'm not going to feel the need to argue with you until you tell me that I'm right, even though you're experiencing something that you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to be right. And I don't want to be right about certain things that I know to be true. Because I need a new point of reference. I want a new point of reference. It's a shame that the point of reference that I may have in that case is a negative one. But for you, if you have a better one, I love that for you. And I want that for you. And I will celebrate that with you. You get what I'm saying? So again, you don't need to believe that everyone's story is going to be your story. You are open and happy to hear a different experience than yours. So that is my little nugget of wisdom that I gleaned from all of this mess that we have engaged in tonight. That's pretty much it. We've gone through everything. Oh yeah, shout out to Sierra. Sierra is pregnant again with her 4th child, the 3rd one within her marriage to Sir Russell Wilson. That's amazing and beautiful, and love that for them. So there was that. I forgot to mention that, but get in. Other than that, I am going to, even though I've been inviting people all night and nobody's come up, I'm still going to drop it one last time since I've said everything in case anybody had anything they wanted to say. But again, it's all right if you don't. You don't have to. But I have had a lot of fun. This was fun. We talked about mess. I got to go off. Learned a few things. Oh, thank you, 2Ls. And I've seen so many people. This is the most people I think I've had, like, consistently, the amount of people that have been watching throughout the stream. This is like the highest number. So psyched about that. But yeah, I think I mentioned in the beginning, I'm doing the best that I can in terms of trying to find a way to be more consistent. I cannot make any promises other than this channel is not dead. It may be in a hibernation, but it is not dead. We will be back, when we can, working on it. But in the meantime, just know that I love you. Oh, thank you, Kenny. Hey, Ohaji. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you got some kind of value from it. Again, I mentioned earlier, my goal for this, my interim goal is to get this channel to a point where it can at least sustain itself in terms of the things that I would need to kind of like help it run more efficiently. So like, it would be great if I could get it to a point where it's paying for StreamYard and then maybe even the internet, or whatever. Like I'm my goals for this channel is to get it to pay for itself, and then maybe one day a little bit extra, and grow from there. But for right now, this is me being transparent and just telling you what it is. I did not put all the links to everything just yet. However, they are available in my previous live streams and things like that. Like I put them in the descriptions of different things. So if you wanted to do that at some point, probably not tonight because it's late, but maybe tomorrow I will add it to the description of this one as well. So if you wanted to contribute, my Cash App information will be there. I believe my Cash App information might be like all that information might be in my description, my channel description. I'm pretty sure it is, but it is what it is. Of course, you can find Level Up Single Mom on TikTok. You can find Level Up Single Mom on Instagram. On Instagram, there is a link there that has like my different socials and stuff like that. So I'm just saying, like, if you want to, you will, but nothing against you if you don't. Your presence is enough. I love you. I am so grateful to you. I hope to see you next time I get to go live. And I will see those who I see in the Discord. So good night and have a good rest of your weekend.